Oh, are we doomed? Maybe. Don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. No, it's a bit of a mixed bag today. I want to talk about obviously Brexit because there's a lot been going on with that, and yeah, I just couldn't think of a title. So I ended up going with "Are we doomed?" Well, I don't think we're doomed, but you know how it goes. Things aren't that great, but they're not that bad either. We're still here, aren't we? Yeah, just anyway. Maybe we'll get a sister dying next or something like that. That's pretty doom like, isn't it? That'll do. I've had a Sebastian. How are you? Yeah, I've got a today we've got a black, which is a bit like Guinness. You know, it's a stout. It's a bit more like Beamish actually, which is quite nice. Now it's my last one and you say I can't drink next week, I'm on a diet, yeah, and do another little diet. See if I can shed a few more kilos, because I need to, because I'm a fat bugger. That I am, but so what? Hey up, I can see you there, Bear. Alright, we've got Sebastian with us, that we have. Oh, little Wally's on the floor, I know you can't see him, but he's there. He just realised he got a treat. Oh, he went. He's found it. His senses aren't as good as they used to be. His sniffing, his hearing, his eyesight, no, it's like he's nearly as bad as me. Anyway, one of your friends has reared his ugly head again. Some people might call him a war criminal. Tony Blair. Yes, he was being interviewed, that he was. Oh dear. Also, there's quite a long article in the Independent, but it's I can't argue with me. At the end of the day, he's spot on right regarding the Brexit. Yes, the Brexit, because it's a complete and utter disaster. And I was having a discussion on Twitter with somebody about the Brexit and about the single market. Why did we just go? We just go in the single market. We just do that. Well, do we want to be like Switzerland? They're constantly at loggerheads. The EU don't want that. They don't want that anyway. So that's not likely to happen. No, you can't really have one without the other. You have freedom of movement. How's that going to go? Yeah, sit with some of these, Brexit sycophants. Now, to be fair, many Brexiters are starting to think, hang on, I ain't quite such a good idea after all. No, because it isn't. It's complete and utter poop. Basically, what I said to him was that this guy on Twitter, he's not a Brexiter. He says, why can't we just do the single market? And obviously point out a few little things regarding the single market. But also, the four freedoms and stuff like that. But just basically pointing out there's just different flavours of shit. There isn't anything better than being in the EU. Maybe negotiated while we're in the EU so we can get a different deal, better deal, one that suits us a little bit better. It's kind of what we did. Margaret Thatcher, what did she do? She slammed her handbag and her tits onto the table and said, "Ooh, we're Britain. We're the UK." Well, anyway, whatever she said. Probably said England. I don't know. Treat Scotland, what have you. I'm still compiling stuff to do my little Scotland video. I'll try and get a little bit of balance on that if I can, because it's a crock of poop, and no one seems to want to talk about it. I don't know why, and I kind of know why, because whenever I make videos about Scotland, they never do very well. I'm sorry, but they don't. But I'll sacrifice myself. Anyway, who's in the chat? So, oh, crikey, where is the chat? Come to that. Blimey. Everything's changed on my computer. I don't remember me telling you last week. I had to reload absolutely everything. I keep adding more. Didn't realise how much stuff I had on it. Oh my god! And then you got to find all the passcodes and stuff. All the key code thingies. For all your software and stuff. Where the hell did I put that? I found it. Luckily, I did something logical. I put it into a vault thing, bit of software, so it's all in the same place. So I can find it. So if someone just get my one password, they can just access everything. That's great, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Well, okay, Mad Monk 33. Hello there, my friend. Who else did I see here a minute ago? I saw some other people here. I did. Why isn't that moving? That's because I was in the wrong place. There we go. So, Billy Kershaw, Miss Kate is in England. She's left me. Hello, my little granddaughter, my little Grace. What a little darling she is. Oh, I tell you what, she's fantastic. I'm very, very lucky to have her. She's my favourite. Don't tell the others. But she's just so clever and so easy to get on with. She's a great little girl. But anyway, she's back in England now. She's missing her mummy as well, which is fair enough, because obviously she loves mummy. So, I'm here on my own with 3 dogs and a cat. Quite nice, actually. Peaceful. well, although my French neighbour keeps popping round. So, Billy Kershaw, hello. I might be a puddle on the floor when this starts. I don't know what's happening to you. You melting or something? Regan Elite, hello, my friend. Hope you're well, my buddy. I'm sorry I haven't been able to get onto yours streams or what have you. I'll be absolutely honest with you. My head's been all over the place. I'm kind of all over. I just can't get myself acting in gear. I need more sleep. But I don't get a lot of sleep. Beth and Duke, hello, Beth and Duke. Well, I'm several minutes early. Well, there you go. Just like I was 3 minutes late. I do apologise. Good school. Woo-hoo. Good evening, gang. This is Doc Davies and Mad Monk 33. Hello, buddy. Hope you're well. And Joel Mariaris, hello, my friend. Hope you're well too. Still enjoying the nice long messages, the comments, that you leave. I know I could say this every time. I can't obviously comment on every single one, obviously, because it's just I've got several channels. I'm trying to balance between them. I've got another one that's just been got enough. I can get monetized now, although it's got hardly any views on, so it's not really going to do very well. Not at this stage. I haven't been uploading any videos. That might be something to do with it. But there you go. So Larry the cat, hello. Hope you're well. Oh, there's me as well. I'm here as well. All shorts. Hello, all shorts. I know this guy. You say that every time. What you do? And Billy Kershaw, he's dying out. He is. Yeah, it's fading. I want to grow out. I want my grey beard back. I prefer the Santa look. That first lot of dye I put on my beard, what a mistake that was. Oh, crikey, it killed it. It's like a dead thing on my face. Gingers, hello there. God, crikey, your tree's gone bad. And so is Artemis's. It's nuts, it's huge. Well, I say huge, it's a lot bigger than what it was when you saw it last. Because Ginger's has been over to see her tree, that she has. So there the cat. Come down. Doc Davies! Linux! That's what I should have done, maybe. Some of the software is not available on Linux, unfortunately. And it's paid software, so I don't really want to buy something else. So, yeah, cheers. I hope you're all having a lovely weekend. I know it's the end of the weekend now. I'm looking forward to a fresh week of chaos. I'm sure we're going to get it. There's plenty going on in the United States at the moment. Although I've been uploading quite a few videos regarding Trump and what have you, but I've been putting them on at night time, so I hope that's okay. Because I have actually had a couple done really well. One's done nearly 500,000 views. And all it is I just basically using somebody else's video and maybe putting a little bit of pieces in it. Obviously putting who they are and quoting them. That's it, quoting them. So it's about getting the message out. Stupid Trump is already, isn't it? But it's the madness over there, and now Trump is trying to discredit. Well, he's always trying to discredit Kamala Harris, but he's just getting a bit nasty now. He's trying to make out that she's been nasty. You know what it's like. And also, he said, I can't believe what he said the other day. He says she's not a wordsmith. Pot kettle black. What the hell? It's Mr. Word Salad. What? He's just like jumps from one topic straight into the next. How do you do that? There's nothing. There's not a full stop anywhere. You know, it's just nuts. The man's crazy. Crikey, Gingers. I hope you're right over there. If he gets back in, oh my god. Fortunately, there's still a massive support for him, and the thing I always say is that Kamala Harris has got over 400 million in funds for the party, for the campaign. So she's got quite a reasonable amount of money behind her. I have to admit, when you see the actual oh crikey, when they do their tours and stuff, whatever they like to call it, I have to admit there's a lot of people there. Not quite so many people. Well, actually, in some cases, a lot less people with Donald Trump. I'm hoping people are waking up. I'm just hoping, but I doubt it. And I blame, social media a lot for that as well, and so-called freedom of speech. Now, don't get me wrong, we must have freedom of speech and the freedom to express ourselves and stuff like that. Run naked down the street, all that sort of stuff. You know what you do. don't you? Oh, that's where I'm going wrong. Anyway, but it comes with responsibilities. It's not a freedom to do this carte blanche whatever you want. You know, slander people, for instance, so you end up in court. So you haven't really got full freedom of speech to just say whatever you like. That right to offend, like, oh, crikey, Ricky Gervais might say. I think that comes with consequences. Like Chris Tucker getting punched in the face, you know, on stage during the Oscars. Mm. Oh, back over here, back over here. Right, yeah, I've been busy this week and away from the channel. Oh, crikey. You do quite a few lives normally, don't you? I do check out some of your videos. I've just seen, you know, usually your walk. I can't remember what it's called now. Your thoughts or whatever it is. How time flies, Ginger. Oh, that's a year now, isn't it, since you were over here? You're in Scotland as well, weren't you? Yeah, that you were. Crikey. Well, something else I've got to fix is my flipping stream deck. I can't get it connected at the moment, which is very annoying. So I'm having to click things on the screen, which then you've got to hunt for them. Whereas when I'm using my stream deck, which is a series of buttons here, I can just press a button, I go straight there. It just feels more fluid. Oh, well, things have been said recently. The whole idea of, obviously, there's a lot going on about, we need to rejoin the EU and what have you. I can't see it happening. I wish it would, obviously. You know, this, to me, it pains me. Brexit pains me. And as you know, I've made so many videos about the Brexit, how stupid it is. And when you consider the amount of money that was poured into disinformation, look at Cambridge Analytica, for instance. Look at the Russian funding. Look at ties with RT today and the Kremlin. You know, there's just so much concluding. there was just so much money put into it, a campaign to leave the EU. And let's be fair, it was an advisory vote. It wasn't supposed to be. That's it, we're leaving. Well, we can thank Theresa May for that, can't we? Brexit means Brexit. Look at the state of the country now because of Brexit. Because they wanted to push a real hard, well, it is a hard Brexit, isn't it? You know, it could have been harder. It could have been what Richard Tice and Nigel Farage now say that they want. Even though Nigel Farage said originally that didn't mean me leaving the customs union and single market, blah, 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 blah. At the time of the vote. It's just all lies. But you can't have be part of the single market anyway, can you, without freedom of movement, what have you? Yeah, the 4 freedoms. No. So it was a crock of poop back then, and it still is a crock of poop. And now it's come to light that, well, we already knew because there was the Russia report, but there's been more analysis done here and in the United States that Russia is deliberately trying to, well, influence the vote. Although it might be in Kamala Harris's favour. I don't know, it might be, or it might be, or maybe that's a ruse, but Putin said in an interview that he backs Kamala Harris, not Trump. I don't know what's going on, do you? Or is that what he wants us to think? Because in it, he was grinning at the time. He had a smirky grin that he has, you know, sort of like not quite a smile, but it is, if you know what I mean. And it's really, that should be enough to say, hang on, the vote was fraudulent. But nothing's going to happen. No. As far as Labour's concerned, obviously the Tories as well, it was a done and dusted deal. And Keir Starmer and his little merry men, they're so petrified of the Red Wall, even though many in the Red Wall now say, hang on, this ain't a great idea. There's industries shutting down left, right and centre because of difficulties in trading with the EU. Now, for instance, GlaxoSmithKline in the UK, there's two manufacturing manufacturing factories in the UK. One's at Barnard Castle, and there's another one at Ulverston, I think it is, Ulverston. I've actually got the article here, I'll have to show you. And they have actually said they're shutting shop. They've been saying it for a while, actually. This is not new news, but it's been in the press again just recently. But it goes, and they're shutting up shop. So there's going to be about 200 odd jobs lost there, with also the support, and don't forget the many people that support those industries as well. It's not just the staff in those factories. Now, when I look back and where was it now? When I look back at the I had it here somewhere. Right, now they were saying, don't you dare do that. Don't you hate it when things jump about? Oh, here we go. I found it. Right. Now, they were saying a while back, well, after the vote and what have you, that they'd made provisions. They said that they actually made plans for a no deal, and they're seeing that through no matter what happens. And this was back in 2017, I think it was. Oh, no, it was later than that. 2019, 2020. Anyway, they were making plans for a no deal Brexit. And now they're saying they're leaving. The thing is, you see, since Brexit, anything that's sold or made in the UK now has to be tested twice, not once, which must be quite frustrating and quite annoying, to say the least. So there we go. Switzerland's not in the EU. No, it's not that one. There we go. GSK's priority to maintain continuity of the supply of medicines, vaccines and health products to patients and consumers in the UK and the EU. But since the UK voted to leave the European Union, we're planning based on a scenario of a no deal and are well into implementing the programme. Well, obviously, if they started implementing it, they're not going to go back on that, are they? Well, if you ask me, that's why they've decided to sell up to a company in Europe and shut down in the UK. See, the thing is, you see, they can get all the testing done. It's cheaper, isn't it? Get all their testing done in the EU, and the UK still can accept it. But the other way around, it doesn't work that way. No. You can't make it in the UK and then without extra 2 lots of testing. We're talking about testing. This stuff is expensive. Instead of 1 monkey, it's 2. So I'll give you a thing of it. Anyway, you know what I mean. Which obviously ain't great anyway. And animal testing has already restarted in the UK already. Remember Huntington Life Sciences and stuff like that? Those sort of places. Because they have to. Because, there are ways now, though, where they can test things without the use of animals. But, they'll do whatever way works for them, wouldn't they? What these places are like. It's all about the money, innit? Clearly. Anyway. So, I'll go back into the chat. Oh, there we come. Hello. Oh, crikey. How do I say that? You the Cadaluga. Hello, my friend. Hope you're well. My Spanish friend, now living in Lisbon, is badly affected by Brexit. He feels he cannot return to the UK despite owning a flat in London. Blimey. So, probably feels uncomfortable as well, I imagine, because it's not such a great... Alistair, hello, my friend. I hope you're well. Hello, Mad Monk Joel. Really gonna eat Lee? Oh, Lee Corn's here as well, is he? Crikey. I didn't see him, was Lee? Hey, Lee Corn. Hello there. Oh, evening. Oh, I hope you're well. And Steve McGowan. Hello there. Good evening to you too. How's in Prague? If someone is funded by a government, there should be a mandatory warning so people know they are watching state-sponsored propaganda. Well, like coming on the bottom, like you get on YouTube videos, Like remember doing COVID, you get the warning across the bottom. Maybe that's what we need. We need a warning across the bottom. It's state-funded. What, like the BBC? Okay, I suppose that's license fee, but also state funded. Crikey. And I have to admit, Carol Vorderman's attack on the BBC was pretty much spot on. I don't know if anyone saw that, but that was, she was pretty much on the ball. Glaxo are going nowhere. There's too much money in Ventolin. Yeah, but they can make that stuff anywhere, Ventolin. And it's all down to the testing. They can still get it in the UK. But you see, the thing is that, I've got... Oh, crikey. I'm asthmatic. Ta-da! See, Ventolin. And I'm in France. Is it... actually, is it GlaxoSmithKline now? Let's have a look. Yes, it's Glaxo... Didn't know. I don't know. Yes, it's GlaxoSmithKline. That massive industry. That's huge. But these things aren't cheap either. In the United States, in a chemist, they pay about $200 and $220 for one of these. And if you go to a chemist here in the UK, or actually I'm in France, obviously, but if you go into in the UK, this guy was saying that he had to, and he only paid 50 American guy. He said he only paid 15 quid for it. It's just massive. The difference is just crazy. We do not want an NHS owned and run by flippin' corporations. Wes Streeton seems to be keen on that idea. Nicky Berg, hello there, and Dorco. Oh, Glasgow Smith, what, Glitzy? Keep the faith, and we'll pop right back into EU. Like a finger up your bum. Maybe. I would love that. I really would love that. Not a thing up the bum. Oh, crikey, that's unfortunate. Anyway, if you know what I mean. I would love to rejoin the EU. Obviously, my life here would be so much easier. And let's worry that there's some right-wing government's going to come into play and make our life more difficult. As a British national living here in France, I don't want our lives to be made more difficult. It's already been made a little bit more difficult. And everything's more expensive. And just sending... We can't just send stuff to our family in the UK like we used to. It's just expensive now. A lot more expensive. And they can't just send us stuff without them wanting more money. As a third country that the UK is now. Or group of countries, because of union, whatever you want to say. But, David Girago, hello, my friend. Oh, I did something specially for you, my friend, I did, yes. I just added something just for you. I know everybody else is going to hate it, but here you go.
Nigel's a model, you know what I mean, and he does his little turn on the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah, he does his little turn on the catwalk. Get him off, Nigel. I'm too sexy for my cat, too sexy for my cat. Poor pussy, poor pussy cat. Oh, too sexy for my love, love's going to leave me.
But new. Well, sorry about that. I just had to do it. So mine's free. I don't have to, well, I have my top-up insurance and stuff like that, but we get with the health system that we got here, we get the first 2/3 paid because I'm a taxpayer here in France, and then we have to give a little top-up insurance for them a bit, but still less than what we'd pay on national insurance. What I'm earning, so it's not too bad. And also, I don't actually grudge it. I ain't got no complaints. Me and Caroline recently, we had food problems, right? Now, I've got fibromyalgia. I've been recently diagnosed with fibromyalgia. It's been going on for some time, actually. But basically, they've said, okay, we don't know what it is. It must be fibromyalgia. That's what it seems like, anyway. So I have to be a bit careful, these sort of diagnoses. But anyway, I get chronic pain and stuff. So I'm constantly on various painkillers. They just give me this other drug. I can't remember what it's called now. It's, oh, crikey. It's a very small dose of a antidepressant, but for nerve pain. And it seems to work. It does. It does make me drowsy, though. So I don't know what sort of antidepressants. They don't make you fall asleep because they're stupid. But it does seem to work on the nerve pain. So I'll see how I get on with it. If I find it too drowsy and stuff like that, I use machines. You see, I can't be getting drowsy obviously, you know, a woodworker, you know, table saws and stuff like that. No, can't be getting drowsy, falling asleep on top of the table saw. It's not a great idea. No, there'd be blood everywhere. Be gore. I have to get that on video. I have to get one of them saw stop stalls. They're the ones that throw the blade into the, you know, the I don't know, flesh sensing technology, what they call it. Being over 60. Oh, crikey. I got you. Yeah, so you get all your free prescriptions and stuff. And also, if you're in Scotland, you get your free prescriptions as well. But, you know, it's terrible in Scotland, according to the government, the Westminster and that. And Rachel Reeves says it's all down to the SNP's poor spending. They actually made lots of they've done lots of naughty stuff in Scotland as the SNP. Terrible they are, according to Rachel Reeves. 1 minute you got Keir Starmer going over there and saying, "Hey, we're gonna treat everybody well. We have to go over Ireland. Yeah, we're gonna create relationships and then slag them off." What? Work that one out. It just doesn't do any favours. 1 minute you're saying that, you know, we're gonna try and, you know, we're gonna work together, and the next minute you're slagging them off. Come on, that doesn't work like that. No, you just get them, you know, get the opposition's I say the opposition, not my opposition, but you know, you just get the other party's backs up, and also the people who have voted them in. Any attack on the party, the ruling party, is an attack on all the people who voted for them. And I've done that loads with the Tories. Yeah, of course I have. Anyone who vote for the Conservatives, well then, quite frankly, they've been conned. Plain and simple. Now we've got a Labour government now, and some would say it's been a disaster. I would say, hang on, what are you on about? They started all this flipping rhetoric literally the day they took over. Literally. 4 weeks later, it intensified. Okay, we had the horrendous, the cap on the child benefit. That I think that was a disastrous thing to do. But what choice? Have they got much choice? I don't know. Some would say, well, they spent money over there and they spent money over there, but they all pay it over here and over. Now, there's some benefits in the UK that really need to be looked at. Some of them need to be means tested or have some simple way of doing. They've said about pension credit, something regarding the winter fuel allowance. I think that's a little bit low, to be honest, because people on pension credits are literally to the bone, and with the cost of everything going up anyway, and the cost of energy going up, I think that's too low. I think really we should be giving the winter fuel allowance still to those, I don't know, maybe about 30,000, what their annual income is, 30,000 or something like that. Because don't be funny, it's not that easy to live on 30 grand these days. It isn't. Especially if you've got two people in your household and stuff. And besides, if it's one person, you've still got to heat one house, haven't you? Even if you've got one or not two, or three, or four, it's still one house got to be heated. In fact, you need to require less heating if you've got more people, because they're providing heat, if you know what I mean. People are little generators, is what they are. They're little radiators. Especially if you've got wind. Hello, Bill Silver. Hi, everyone. And there's slow mode. It's still. Oh, hang on. I don't know. I didn't do slow mode. I don't think I did. Unless that comes on automatically. I know I did last time, but I hope it isn't this time. Okay. I forgot about that. Should I fry some Bramley and pork? Oh my God, Bramley and pork sausages. Oh, Bramley apple and pork sausages. Now, that's something they don't do here in France. You got America, you got the Toulouse sausage, which is very good, and you might get different meats, like donkey, different sorts of sausage. You know, horse. You know, Finder's pancake sausages. You know, those sort of anyway. Wild boar. There's loads of different sausages. Obviously, blood sausage. Crikey, watching them make that stuff. We have a vet here, in not hair, but and another village just over there, and they got a guy that comes in with this what and great iron thing, and then they've got this blood boiling inside it, like the pig's blood, He's filling these sausage things with this mixture. I don't know what else is in them. Probably some sort of grain in them, maybe. I don't know. And then he's making all these blood sausages. Oh, Christ, it's gross. And then he boils them. Oh, God. It's not pleasant. People, they love them, though. What I find is you try and cook them things up, they end up exploding on you. Oh, they're horrible. Like those omelette things, they're like sausage or guts and stuff, and bits of gristle and stuff. They like them in France. Awful. Awful. Awful, awful. Yes, nasty. Beans means heat. That it does. Talking of benefits, I'm expecting a managed migration to universal credit this month. Not looking forward to that. It depends if your outcome is less than what it was before. That would be the worry, wouldn't it? No, I didn't say that, Alistair. Oh, crap, just bring that in. So, all shorts, did you see the LBC where the phone-in guy said that the England supports Scotland? Oh, it makes you want to cry. It really does. People are just so stupid. Cheers, buddy, for the super chat. Much appreciated. No, I haven't. No, I didn't see it though, but I have heard things like that before. But crikey, no, I'm not going to find that video now. Look at my little collection of videos for when I did my video. Oh, crikey, these people. They've been hoodwinked. Absolutely hoodwinked by Westminster, whoever the government is at the time. And we've got obviously Labour doing exactly the same thing, trying to justify the union. No. If you want the support of the people of Scotland, you need to treat them with respect. You obviously got people in Scotland who want their independence anyway, because they want the freedom. Obviously, I understand that. You could argue sovereignty. I'd be very interested to see what happens though if Scotland did get its independence. I think it's less likely now because of Brexit, not more likely, unfortunately. But if that was the case, and Scotland got its independence, I'd be very interested to see what happens across the border, especially with the European Union as well. If you want to get back in the, get into the EU as as an independent country. But people want your Scotch whiskey. That's what it is. They want your Scotch whiskey and haggis. That's what they want. I've never had a haggis. I need to try a haggis. I've never tried one. I think you can get tinned haggis there, but I don't figure I want to try that because I doubt it's going to be like a proper haggis. How do you make a haggis anyway? I know it's got like, is it barley wheat and stuff in there? I don't know. Meat, obviously. Some sheep's stomach. Ooh, God, don't know about that bit. Hello, I'm Camp. Well, supported with North Sea oil. I know. Your oil. Oh, the wind. Okay, yeah, supported with charging more for your electricity than England with your own wind. You work really hard making that wind. That you do. Now, I haven't seen these new submersible or semi-submersible wind turbines. They're already outproducing themselves. They're beyond expectations. But you know what Nigel Farage was saying? Whoa, look at it's costing. The amount of levy they put on top of wind power is just ludicrous. Just to match it up with regarding something sold in the world market, isn't it, you see? Or the energy sold in the world market. It's nuts. Haggis is lovely, apparently. I've never tried it. I would like to try it, but I've never tried it. The Greens don't like pylons. Now, we've got our fair share of people here in France that don't like the solar panels. They don't like wind turbines. They don't like anything, but they'd rather have nuclear because it's over there. It's not necessarily on their doorstep. NIMBYs! Now, I had a conversation with somebody who I thought I liked, and then we got in a bit of a heated debate. This was back in, when was this now? Late April. No, late May. There's a fet here, garden fet here. And there's a stand there, and they have all, they basically, bird boxes and birds, and they've got charities. But there was another charity attached to it. Same organisers. and it's against wind turbines and solar panels and what have you. And you know, you can leave the farm at land for the farms and this, that, and the other. And she was trying to tell me that it was bad. It's sort of broken English French kind of going on there. It was quite funny. It was bad for the obviously for the farm, which you could argue that it is. But the farmers are destroying the land already with over farming, the fertilizers, all the chemicals that are getting put in. Some farmers are using a lot of engrais green, which is engrais vert, which is basically green fertilizers, and also nitrogen fixing plants such as peas. Then peas, for instance, takes nitrogen out of the air, and they've got little nodules on the roots, and that then gets rotted down into the ground and provides the nitrogen for growth, but it doesn't necessarily provide much in the way of phosphorus or potassium or anything like that, and also minerals that we need. A lot of that stuff is just disappearing out of the soil, and we need them to survive. A lot of the food that we're eating today is not actually that nutritious, unfortunately. It's just a fact, But anyway, if you put solar panels on a piece of land and it's there for 20 odd years, you're going to have virgin soil at the end of that, underneath all the solar panels, and eventually they'll be grabbed up because it'll be something new. The solar panels are only going to be there for 20, 30 years. And then you've got a beautiful piece of land you can grow more veg on. Meantime, obviously, people are starving, but there you go. That's just one of them things. The sacrifices we have to make, Mark's biggest fan. Hello there. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, my friend. And thanks for phoning in when my audio was off last week. I'm hoping that we don't have any more disasters like that this week. I'm hoping that I am. Oh, crikey. Anyway, there was some discussions regarding... Well, let's get to the bottom. Actually, before I get carried away, let me just get to the bottom of this before I forget. He was a regular on the smell of Reeves and Mortimer. I remember him from that. Who's that? Oh, Bobby Bellinger. Hello there. Hope you're from Chicago. Blimey, I'll tell you something. It's all going on over there, isn't it? Crikey, we might get into a bit of that later. Regarding what's going on with Donald Trump and what have you. And his attacks on Kamala Harris. Yes, apparently she's no wordsmith, according to Donald Trump. I just can't get over that. I heard him say that. I just thought, are you deluded, man? Oh, yeah, I forgot you are. Crikey. Hey, cheers, buddy. Love your videos. So happy to find a live chat. Cheers, buddy. Oh, much appreciated. So, anyway, we kind of try and have a little bit of fun here. It's not all doom and gloom. I hope not, anyway. Oh, the end is nigh. Oh, and there's a dog. Well, actually, there's one, two. Got two dogs in here at the moment. Oh, but you can only see one. That's Sebastian. So, anyway, where was I? So, anyway, we're going back to Brexit briefly. Well, I won't go a bit, but what Blair was saying. And also what the EU have been saying as well, because it's not all rosy. No. So they were saying. Actually, this just, before we, fuck, am I jumping about a bit? I think I am, aren't I? My head's all over the place. Why is my head all over the place? Anyway, let's just do this little short. Just remind you what Claude Juncker said.
The British government did want us to intervene in that explanation between the government and the British people. I don't see any chance whatsoever and whensoever to see Britain rejoin the European Union. The British people didn't know, in fact they didn't know what this would entail as consequences, although we were telling them not too offensively because...
Oh dear. So he can't see the UK ever. And this was it 2 years ago? I think this interview was. And he can't see the UK ever joining, or he said rejoin, was joining really, in the European Union. Well, there's some other things been said more recently, and if I can find it, because I moved it, there it is. Oh, crikey, it's too big. Oh, squish it down. There you go. A la carte new Brexit deal with EU not on the table, Michael Martin warns. Now, of course, the the UK can't just waltz in and sort of order sort of like this Brexit a la carte. Now, Ireland's Deputy Prime Minister casually reminded them just in time for Keir Starmer's grand debut in Dublin. Now, oh, Christ, I can't. Now, with the kindest smiles, I suppose, he mentioned that while the EU is all for improving relations with the UK, they can't be allowed, or they won't be allowing them to cherry pick. Now, they've said this before, time and time again. There's no cherry picking. Nothing's changed there. Now we've got Michel Barnier, the Brexit negotiator, is now the Prime Minister in France. Everyone's watching with interested eyes and hearing with ears, I suppose. But anyway, there's no cherry picking all the favourite bits of the membership. Now, we've been through this. So, how long did it take to negotiate this deal that we got? We've been through all this before. Now, you would hope the EU trusts us a little bit more now. Now we've got a Labour government. But do they trust us enough? We still haven't proved our worth yet. We haven't implemented the deal in full yet. To be fair, the deal isn't even fulfilled anyway, in the sense that it's not, well, 2025. Now, it's kind of a bit like shopping for groceries. Just picking out what you want. Ooh, that's not bruised. We'll have that one. But anyway, Michael Martin even pointed out that Brexit showcased the UK's talent for torpedoing Anglo-Irish relations with a single political decision. Now you've got this boxer geezer, the Connor geezer, a bit of a thug. He's Tommy Robinson, who now wants to be the president of Ireland. He's campaigning for. I don't think he's got a lot of support though. But it's like, just what is his credentials other than boxing someone's lights out? Does he think he can just do everything with an iron fist? Oh, this is how it is. You don't like it, you can lump it. That kind of attitude. No. It don't work like that. Now, he was recently in a film called The Roadhouse, which is a bit crap as well. Yeah, it's stomping about, half naked and that, I suppose it's entertaining, but I still prefer the original. But anyway, Irish leaders are clearly thrilled, and they've been raving about how delightful things have been under Conservatives, with relations hitting a fabulous new low. The worst in over 50-odd years. So what achievement that was. Now that the people of Northern Ireland were lied to by Boris Johnson. He told them that they'll be able to trade freely with the rest of the United Kingdom. And if you had any problems, come and see me, or words to that effect. And they believed him. This is what I don't understand. These people are known liars, con artists. But there again, I do understand. Because my brother-in-law is a con artist. Sweet words and all that. Yeah. So, anyway, Keir Starmer went a trip to Dublin. Bit of an extravaganza, including talks with the Taoiseach and a lovely parade with business leaders. No doubt it will all be very charming, and you'll see them standing at their little pedestals, making their little speeches. Now, surely the folks at Primark and new food dairy companies maybe are absolutely buzzing for the chance to fix everything. Just don't forget the people in, Northern Ireland who want to sell their milk and dairy products to the EU. There's a lot more, it's more difficult for them now. Now, I noticed, I was in the supermarket the other day, and there was some cheddar cheese. Cheddar cheese. Yeah, produce of Ireland, the Republic of. Not British, not British cheddar, or English cheddar. No, Irish cheddar. Fair enough, it don't bother me. It's hard to get the produce into the EU now. It's more costly. You need bigger consignments. And products that have a short shelf life don't suffer very well. That cheese is okay because you can pretty much keep that stuff for quite a long while. But other products like milk, for instance, seem to be pasteurised. It's, it's still got a limited shelf life, even, in the chillers. But there you go. It's one of them things Brexit for you. It's just a cock of poop. Now, Martin, who is apparently very fond of cheese and butter exports. Oh, crikey, can't we just sell all our cheese to China or something? Was it? Hang on, was it Japan? Was that what Liz Truss said? The one who got beaten by Les. Crikey. Keir Starmer's actually been in now longer than Liz Truss. Did you realise that? Well, anyway, so anyway, Martin, he's very keen on cheese and butter exports, and he's really hinted that maybe, just maybe, a veterinary deal could sort of ease things somewhat. But you see, they don't want to actually talk about a veterinary deal yet until we've implemented more of the actual trade agreement, the trade and cooperation agreement. There's areas of it that we have not even started implementing. I ain't happy about that. No. So surprise, surprise, he added that the UK can't just hand the EU a wish list and expect it to be signed, just sort of like a Christmas card. Sort of, imagine that'd be an interesting idea. That'd be diplomacy for you, but yeah. So meanwhile, over in Oxford, Hilary Benn, he was busy promising that Labour would graciously adhere to the Brexit deal in full. But that hasn't happened yet. But 2 months in, remember, Labour's only just taken over. Maybe they will, maybe they won't honour the Brexit deal in full. Oh, it's very noble of them, isn't it? Now, all this to maybe just get this veterinary deal in place by making promises. But you see, once bitten, twice shy. The EU are not going to just roll over backwards now because, like I say, they've been bitten too many times now by our Brexit negotiators. How many of them have we had? I think the worst Michel Barnier was saying in his book was Dominic Raab, the geezer who likes to throw tomatoes at people. What the hell's that all about? I don't know. Angry little man. No. Anyway, so, okay, you want to get this veterinary deal in place, but also to protect this the sacred open border in Ireland. Well, it's important because of Good Friday Agreement and what have you. There's no way we can have a hard border there. It just can't happen. The EU don't want it either. Ireland the UK doesn't want it, and Ireland doesn't want it. Nobody wants a hard border there. But you need a way of actually sorting this problem out. The threat will always be there. Now, Starmer's Irish field trip is apparently a part of a master plan to reset relations, just like he did in Scotland, then stuck his finger up to them. Anyway, because 85 billion a year in trade is really not living up to its full potential. Now, the UK's relationship with Ireland is strong, still. If that Conor geezer gets in, I doubt it would be. But anyway, according to the Prime Minister, it could be stronger and sort of cue the sort of dramatic pause you would hope. Now, he's going to make sure that everything goes further and faster, he says, because obviously things haven't been moving nearly fast enough. Well, it's only 2 months. And the thing is, I suppose, looking at it this way, you've got obviously those citizens of the United Kingdom who had all these hopes things are going to change, like like the child benefit thing, the cap. I hope that was just going to be got rid of, and that didn't happen. So there's a whole bunch of people disappointed with that. Then another area we're hoping that we could get this sorted out. Yeah. Now the EU is doing exactly the same. Oh, you're going to do this now, but they can't do everything all at once. There's no way they're going to keep everybody happy. It's just not going to happen. Now, you know, if you know me already, I'm not a Labour fan. I'm a bit of a greenie, me. Although some things about the Green Party I don't like. I want something people sensible. Now, to really kind of cement this, the new bromance, Starmer and his Irish counterpart, they're going to cap off their day with the Ireland versus England Nations League football match, because nothing says a diplomatic lockstep like watching a football game together, apparently. In the meantime, Martin, he couldn't help but drop a few more pearls of wisdom. They were suggesting that reducing the red tape would be a no-brainer for British businesses. But no worry. Yeah, so don't worry. Yeah. Don't worry. He wouldn't dream of telling the British government what to do. Of course not. He said it's a mess that they're going to have to figure out for themselves. Some political realities of Brexit. Now, Tony Blair was saying pretty much the same thing. But so the UK can't just have an a la carte reset of the Brexit agreement. It just can't happen. No. There's a reason why it took so long to negotiate. Because everyone's logheads. And everything that we wanted to keep with, we wanted to hold on to involved having freedom of movement. But the people who vote for Brexit, they're totally against that, aren't they? You know, no freedom of movement. And some people in the EU don't want the UK to have that either. Not now. Unfortunately. It's not everybody, obviously. But there is a certain amount of hate there because they feel that some of the stuff that they witnessed, because that was flipping everywhere here. You know, whenever anything nasty was said, it was splattered all over everywhere. All that done was rile people up. They began to hate us. Some of them did. That's not everybody's view. I didn't vote for Brexit, obviously. You know, I would hope I've got a little bit more sense than that. But a lot of people did. And when they look at the democracy and that 53% or whatever, 52% that voted for Brexit, 17.4 million, whatever it was, who voted for Brexit, was a representation of everybody. Because as far as they were concerned, it's democracy. It's what the British people want. We all get bundled into the same old basket. I don't want that. I still don't want that. I want to join the EU. That's what I want. But I'm a realist. I can't see it happening. Be nice if it did. I want it to. All right. So if it does, I'd eat my hat. All right. I'll eat my hat. Yeah, I'll give it a go anyway. Might be a bit chewy. So no, it's just a crying shame. The damage we've done to ourselves is a crying shame, and I fear for our children. I fear for my grandchildren. There's so much been taken away from them now. You know, and your grandchildren, what have you? If you got any, don't do it. Keep it in your trousers or skirt or whatever you wear. I don't know. I don't know. You might be wearing a little wetsuit. I don't know. So it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And Tony Blair's been piping up as well. Love him or hate him, he's right on this one. The thing about the Iraq War and what have you, and obviously, you could argue that Tony Blair's a war criminal and stuff like that. But no one seems to remember that all those MPs, over 400 of them, voted to invade Iraq. Over 400 of them did. No one blames them. You know? They might have been hoodwinked, but, in the end of the day, they could have done their own research, just like Brexit. Although saying that, there was more information on Brexit, isn't there, than there was. Even though people say there wasn't, but there was. I don't know. It's a crock-a-poop. Hello, Kenneth Carndra. Agreed, Mr. Carpenter. That's me. I'm a joiner. I'm more of a joiner. And I can't be somebody. Oh, well, I said I did do roofs. But yeah, it's a house woodworker. It's a carpenter. But yeah, done a bit of everything, to be fair. Irish butter is the best. Plus, oh crikey, what brand of butter is that then? Oh crikey, is it on the gold? Gold wrapper. Is that right? Irish butter is the best, plus Eddie Rockets is better than Nando's. Okay, I don't know. I think I've been Nando's once. You're making my mouth water. Cheese. All shorts marks. The EU won't take decisions and create regulations with the UK. In the equation, no one care about that. And the answer is the UK either plays ball or it gets no trade. It could be where we end up. The EU still wants to trade with the UK because at the end of the day, it's still a big market for the UK and for the EU. They still want a bit of it. They don't want to cut off completely from it, obviously, but there are rules attached. I'm sure. Corn sausages aren't bad either. Now, my dear missus used to eat corn sausages. You can't get them here. I hadn't seen them here anyway in France, but it's probably an alternative. So, but I hadn't seen them. We're in limbo now in Northern Ireland. Yet again. It's nuts. It's absolute nuts. Everything is just a mess. And is it going to get worse? I don't know. I don't know. I feel it's going to, because I think we're heading for another more inflation. According to economic analysis, they're saying that the United States is heading for an increase in inflation, whoever gets in. So that have a knock-on effect everywhere. Always does. There's 350 million people in the United States, and it's got one of the biggest economies. It's got a bigger economy than the EU. It's like 23 trillion, is it? Although they've got a national debt of about 36 trillion in the United States. It's a huge amount of money. Yeah, they don't have enough money coming in to cover their national debt. Now, the UK is pretty much in the same boat at the moment in their GDP to national debt, but that isn't actually the amount of money they've got. All it is the amount of money that the UK is total money, like your profit and your loss. Unfortunately, with all the losses that we've got in the UK, we're way behind our national debt. There's no way we can cover it. It's a hell of a mess. But so is the United States. That would be something we'd have to get over regarding joining the European Union. We'd have to get our national debt down. We just have to. It can't be 60% of the GDP, gross domestic product, to be able to to get through past the first stages. And also you need a diplomatic system that works. So maybe Keir Starmer saying we're going to get rid of all the hereditary peers out of the House of Lords is a good thing and might make things easier to join the EU. There's more people in the House of Lords than there are in the Parliament. It's like, oh crikey, that was over at the while when was it Tony Blair? When Tony Blair took over, he got it down. That was over 1,100. I think that's right, but over 1,000 anyway. Peers in the House of Lords. He got that down to about 800 odd. No, he got down to 550 in the House of Lords, and now it's back up to over 800 in the House of Lords. So it's creeping back up again under the Tories. All these extra people they keep putting in there. Like I don't know, like Charlotte. Alexander Boris Tveffel Johnson's love child. Possibly. I don't know. But she's there making... Oh, crikey, she sounds alright, numpty. So, maybe that'll help us to get back into the EU. Maybe our diplomatic situation might be improved. Because that's one of the criteria. We must have... we must have diplomacy. Not Russian-funded propaganda. Now, we've got to get a national debt low enough, 60% of GDP and under. If we can get past the criteria, whether it be that's part of the Copenhagen criteria, I believe. And then obviously got the other bits and pieces regarding Article 49. It will take time. Ain't going to happen overnight, is it? No. It's going to take a very long time for the UK to be in a fit state to join. And then you're going to get like the ascension period, which... Oh, crikey, it was the two countries that just joined. Or just gone through the process of joining. Estonia? Oh, and two of them, and another one as well. Oh, crikey. Blimey, I can't remember. Well, we've got Hungary kicking off at the moment, and we've got Poland kicking off about immigration and what have you. Hungary's just been fined 200 million, and Hungary's just made a statement. They've said, what we're going to do is, we're going to get a coach, and we're going to send the immigrants to Brussels. Free of charge, they said. What the hell? Whatever next? Blimey. Oh, I got it here somewhere. People have gone mad. They're all gone absolutely stark raving bonkers. And, yeah, the rise of the right and what have you, and it's just everything is just so extreme now. Oh, here we are. I think that's the right one. Let's just see if I can find that for you. Oh god. Right. There we go. Oh, there he is.
Bus The Hungarian government's anti-immigrant rhetoric was furthered when a senior official said Budapest would bus illegal migrants to Brussels.
Az Európai Unió, Brüsszel arra akarja kényszeríteni Magyarországot, hogy engedjük be azokat az illegális migránsokat, akiket eddig feltartóztattunk, akiket eddig 1 millió alkalommal tartóztattunk föl a magyar déli határnál, akkor Magyarország az európai eljárásrend lefolytatása után felajánlja ezeknek az illegális migránsoknak, hogy önkéntesen, ingyenesen, egy útra, akkor Brüsszelbe szállítjuk őket.
I want my ticket to Brussels.
The Hungarian government's anti-immigrant rhetoric.
So it's just getting worse everywhere, and Poland's been kicking off as well in the EU Commission. I can't remember the guy's name, but anyway, he said we've got no terrorism, we've got no illegal migration. Of course they have, you know, or have they just made more legal? It's they're all trying to attack the European Union at the moment, it seems. Well, Hungary and Poland. But to be fair to them, they have got a massive problem regarding, first port of call, regarding immigration and what have you. And although I ain't really got a problem with immigration, I've got a problem with people coming, but I can understand that it's immigration's primarily one of the reasons we got where we are with Brexit. If it wasn't for immigration, I suppose we might not have got Brexit. Excessive immigration. But then again, in the day, a lot of these people are travelling across the EU anyway, and they come over in little boats, and we've got more immigration now than we had before. So it hasn't worked out anyway. So it's just nuts. Sometimes I don't know what to make of it all. It's crazy. Anyway, back into our chat. I don't want to forget about it, No, I won't deal with that. No. So, cheese. We all like our cheese. Back then we come. Oh, I see something I haven't done. I've got timestamps. We have now. Here we go. Oh. What do you say? Hungary is offering visas for everyone, and Poland is planning to shoot people at the borders. Lovely. Well, isn't that against ECHR? Did they sign the ECHR? I imagine they did. You cannot pay private companies to reduce spending. No, doesn't work like that, does it? You're getting privatisation. Although they have said they're going to put the rail networks back into or nationalise it. It's sort of semi-nationalisation. It's not really proper nationalisation. It needs to be done, though. It does need to be done. So Labour's got enough opportunity to show their intentions, and seeing that the EU started legal proceedings, yes, they did that earlier this year. They did actually start it nearly 2 years ago. I think it's 2 years ago, or was it a year ago now? Anyway, they did start before, but they put it on hold once some things were starting getting a bit pear-shaped with the government, and then obviously they said, maybe we'll wait. Ooze 2,400. Labour got enough opportunity to show their intentions, and seeing that the EU started legal proceedings, well, they haven't shown enough intentions. In fact, well, they have shown their intentions. They said, no, we're not rejoining. No. Australia. What about Australia? We all agree you cannot cut yourself to growth though. Yeah, they can't. You can't. The thing is, you see, with austerity, it didn't work, did it? We've had complete analysis to say it's quite approved. In some ways, I think the UK needs to actually get more national debt and spend the money where it needs to on infrastructure and what have you, so we can actually get some flipping money going through the system. But use that money on national, only with national companies. Stop having foreign entities winning contracts in the UK. That makes no sense. You bleed the country dry. That money don't get spent in the UK. Some of it does, obviously, but a lot of it gets just bled out. Why would a foreign-owned company invest money in the UK to keep it in the UK? It's not going to happen, is it? They're just going to take it out. Taxes don't even get paid on half flip money with asset-holding companies and stuff. It just doesn't work. It's just crazy that their money's ring-fenced. It doesn't make any sense. You get the rich people spending the blooming money, and we need to get those in the UK who have got the money, who are already investing in companies, get them to invest in British companies, give them some sort of incentive to do so, maybe some sort of tax relief on it or something. British citizens I'm talking about, because they have to pay tax. We need more sterling spent in the UK and not just sent abroad. Especially not putting these flipping bank accounts in the Cayman Islands. Oh, have you heard? Oh, well, Jacob Rees-Mogg is Somerset Capital something Limited or whatever it's called. His asset, his management company. Well, it's going into liquidation. Yeah, but that is actually in a healthy state. Now, this happened a while back. They lost a big contract. They got a big somebody removed a load of money from them. I think it was earlier this year. I think it was January. So one of their big supporters, basically people give awarded money, they've took it away from them, and that's made it so it's not viable. So they're shutting it down in good time, so it's still in a healthy state. But there's about 4 million spare, so Jake Rees-Mogg will get a share of that. But it's drop an ocean for him, isn't it? We are all suffering from the actions of a fascist toad. Are you talking about Nigel Farage? Not to mention the sheer stupidity of the British public, specifically the English. And I say that as an Englishman. Same here, unfortunately. It is true. They were duped. But some people are easily duped. Some people, they don't do their own research and they're easily taken in by snake oil salesmen such as Nigel Farage. I do find it. It astounds me when you've got people who are in the industry voted for something that's clearly against their best interests, such as the farmers. It didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. What do they think happened to this stuff once they actually grew it and harvested it? Did they think it was just going to miraculously be sold? That's kind of what's happening, you see, because they were selling them to brokers and then, wholesale. But it goes on the world market. Now, there's some farmers out there who, Harry's farm. I mean, he clearly knows what he's doing. It's a website. It's not a YouTube channel, Harry's Farm. He knows about how is it the grain even sold on the world market, just like energy sold on the world market. It's that's globalism for you. It's not always in your best interest. For instance, if you've got a product that you're producing, you can produce it at a darn sight cheaper, and you sold it at a market value for your country, well then, you still make a profit, but people get the product cheaper. But no, because we're sold in the world market, with other places that might be selling it at more cost, possibly, the prices have been pushed up, and the profit margins to the farmers go up. But everything is just as it stands. Everything. Oh crikey, Regan! I shared a video from Andrew Tate. Sorry, Regan. And it's basically this little like a dry whiteboard up, having to explain all this stuff. But the thing is, I hate to admit it, he was right. He was right on the way the money was literally being sideswiped to big business, to corporations. Like the houses you own, and you don't own your house, you unless you own it outright, obviously. You know, you've got a mortgage on it, possibly, you know, like I had when I was in the UK. That's some either individual or corporation. David McGuinness, hello, my friend. Hope you're well. Oh, Mr. McGuinness, is it possible you could give me some links or something? I want to do a video regarding Scotland and how, you know, the deficits between Scotland and England. I don't know if you can supply the information on that. That'd be much appreciated. Because I want to make a video. Because after what Rachel Reeves said the other day, talking about the bollocks she was. Anyway, did I say that out loud? Or was I just thinking? I can't remember. So, we've got some Scots in the chat. Hello, Scots in the chat. Hope you're well. Pay for access. Business stops working when you're not the government anymore. So pay for access. Business stops working when you're not. Now, I didn't even notice a lot of these newspapers, and you know when you get a little box come up because the GDPR way, and say, you know, click to accept, click not to accept, or go into the, you know, make your choices and stuff like that. Now we're getting ones come up for the Mirror, what have you, and the Daily and the Express, and various other papers. It says click to accept or reject and pay. I've got a sneaky feeling that that is against GDPR. I hope it is, because then, quite frankly, I hope they get fined 6% of their turnover, because that'd be funny. Because that'd be probably all of News Corp or something. That'd be a lot of money. That Australian geezer, Murdoch, you know, him. So, you know, oh yeah, don't forget to boot the like button. I ain't got a like button switch anymore. Where's I've got this one here. Do this one. There you go. Did that work? Oh, that's sort of working. And there's chat above it, so I bring it down below. There you go. It's going to lift. Oh, sort of. It's there. So yeah, like I said, I've had to reload everything, and I'm just getting bits by bit. It's just taking time. Don't realise how much stuff you have on there. Right. I want. Okay, here we go. I want Andrew Tate to tell Macron to his face that his wife is a man. He's got the balls. You get locked up. I think people like Andrew Tate, if they end up in the UK, end up in France, whatever, he'll get arrested. I'm sure of it. Look what's just happened to the Pavel Naval geezer, whatever his name is, from Telegram. You know, he's just, well, he's gone. He's not gone. He's been, he's on bail at the moment. I think it's a $5 million bail. The guy's a flight risk, but he's not allowed to leave France. So he could get 10 years, apparently, for propagating and also providing facilities to, or the mechanism to send money, kiddie porn and stuff like that. It's pretty horrible. Andrew Tate is an insecure little man with a meaningless opinion that tries to create false problems he proclaims he has solutions to. Yes, but he was right on that one. I've been saying it for a while, but it's literally all your money's just going abroad. Big business is just gobbling everything up. There's too many people in the highest percentage, in a very small percentage of individuals that own pretty much everything. And unfortunately, no one else is getting a look in. And we are the problem. We still use the Amazons. We still go on Twitter. We still buy Teslas and stuff. I don't, but you know, all that sort of stuff. You know, we are part of the problem. You know, we wonder why there's an issue, and we're the ones giving them the money. We are their cash cows. Also, Scotland cannot have a deficit by law. It is, well, what I mean by that is I'm just talking about the money that Westminster gives Scotland, and the amount of monies come out of Scotland into the tax take for the Chancellor. Most of us, of any blooming sense, knows that Scotland is producing more money than they are getting in return, and plus they're being charged more for their electricity than England. Yeah, I didn't mean technically a deficit. I was just making the difference. So I can't have a deficit by law. It's in the Scotland Act 1998, and the deficit they're talking about is a debit forced on Scotland from Westminster, despite them withholding 40 to 45% of taxes. Blimey, is that the rate? 40 to 45%. Crikey, if that's the case, that's horrendous. The Tartar head is a Ken doll. What? What do you mean? I'm confused. Can I go to bed and watch the ceiling spin? What's up with you? Log him up and toss the keys. Andrew Tate is apparently making $5 million a month from various guru businesses. Well, he started out with his webcam business, and oh crikey, getting girls and what have you to do their thing in front of webcams and what have you. That's how he made his money. While the men thought, I say men, I'm making an assumption here, but they thought that was a woman they're speaking to, that girl there on that webcam. But no, she was just like flapping the keyboard, and there was Andrew Tate and his brother in the back behind the curtain. They were doing all the words and stuff. They were the one doing all the responding. A huge amount of money quickly, and then obviously expanded from that. It's a crazy amount of money. He's had all that stuff taken from him, and he can just replace it just like that. They haven't stopped his means of earning money. Well, I say earning. That's kind of debatable, isn't it? Get a proper job, man. Elon Musk is now the third trillionaire, proving that money is the root of all evil. Well, he was pretty much up there right at the top, wasn't he? And absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yeah. It does. They got too much money, and they don't want anyone else having it. But anyway, he's probably going to have to be funding Twitter by himself anyway soon, since all the advertisers are leaving. There's another boycott of advertising on Twitter going on, so we'll be hearing a bit more about that. Elon Musk whinging about that, telling them to F off probably or something, So it's unsustainable. It's worth about 10% of what it was. Crazy. Scotland gets back 55 to 60% of its tax take, dependent on the English budget. That's just wrong. Well, yeah, don't forget all the bin collections and stuff in the UK. Don't forget that. For England and Wales. Don't forget that. The bees should have installed. He should have installed the bee. Oh crikey, the bees. Yeah, Andrew Tate, when he got raided, was it last week now he got raided? And they took all his cars and stuff like that, I can remember 35 cars or something. And one of them was Larder. Red Larder. Anyway, they took it. So, anyway, his brother was saying, you should let me have the bees, because the bees will get angry. And that stopped them from breaking into the house, you see. Well, actually, his brother let them in the end, but, that delayed them, apparently. What a load of rubbish. Bees don't get angry. No. Wasps, on the other hand, you keep wasps. Or hornets. Very nice. The first time I heard Mussolini speak, I saw he was an idiot, and my opinion has not changed. He's a horrible little man. I wouldn't say he's an idiot, in the sense that he knows what he wants for himself. He's a narcissist. But he has managed to hoodwink people. But he knows what he's doing. He's just an evil piece of work. Nasty little man. What is X? I only know Twitter. Same here. I call it Twitter. I hate it as X-Lark. Tate will be raided in a Romanian jail. Yeah, probably. Oh, he might like it. He has been there before, Okay, well, yeah. The super rich have the money to save the planet, and sadly, they won't. They'll just make it harder to be able to save the planet by spouting a load of propaganda rubbish. It's usually about wind turbines and solar panels. Like, oh, it's more expensive. It's worse for the environment. What a load of bollocks! It's nuts. Now they've actually another, was it Pescovite or something? There's another form of solar panel they've been developing for some while, but they've now got to the stage where they can actually produce these things now, and they work more as a dual layer thing. They can work in low light as well as daytime sunlight and very low light. So you get over the day you can produce much more electricity, but also they're recyclable. The problem with solar panels is that the glass is bonded to the actual solar cells. If they change that, well, obviously they get over the problem. You can't separate them. It's a nightmare. You've got tempered glass, and you've got this these solar cells literally bonded to the back of the tempered glass. Now I've got a broken solar panel here at the moment, and it's just like a windscreen going, Well, if you've got tempered glass windscreens laminated now, that side window going. I'll get there in the end. Scottish Government is basically a local council deciding where the pocket money from Westminster is spent. The Brazilians are right to ban X, yes. Get a lot of script. Like that judge is getting a lot of aggro at the moment. And there's all protests going on in Brazil at the moment about freedom of speech and stuff. As well. Oh dear, people don't know what's good for them, do they? Brazilians are right to ban access to it. I think so too. Hello, Richard. It's a cesspit of disinformation and malice, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. You've got Tate on there now, haven't you, as well? He's laid him bag on, and you've got flipping Donald Trump, all the others, but he got that alligator. What's his name? Oh, crikey! Oh, I'll come to me in a minute. The vicar geezer. What's his name again? Oh, crikey, the fake vicar. Where is it? Not him. Not him. My God, and him. Oh, crikey, Calvin Klein. That's it. No, Calvin Robinson. This guy. Let me show you. You probably know he is. He's a nutter. Yeah. He's now said he's going to emigrate from the UK. Yes. The anti-immigration preacher, Calvin Robinson, is going to emigrate. All these people are such hypocrites. Oh, crikey. He's a real patriot. Now, he's worried, you see. He's worried he's going to be the next one to be arrested, he says. That's what he reckons. Quite possibly, and let's hope. I wonder if he'll see it through. I wonder if he'll get his little bum buddy next, to join them. Loza Fox. Leo Prayer, that's him. Bert H in the Netherlands. Oh, okay. In the Netherlands, the power grid can't handle all the solar panels. We've got the same problem in the UK. You just can't get the power from the north to the south. It's silly. It is silly, and it's costing over £1 billion a year just to actually. I can't remember all this shit. £1 billion and £1 billion a year just to actually shut these things off. It's just nuts because they have to control. Obviously, I say obviously. I don't know if you realise this, but with wind turbines, unlike solar panels, you have to actually stop them from working. You've got to feather the blades or put them out the wind. You've got to stop them from running, otherwise they burn out. They just overheat. That's what So you can't just keep running. So you have to stop them. So the problem is in the UK we don't have enough infrastructure to get the electricity from Scotland to so we can steal some more electric, obviously, from Scotland to the rest of the country or countries, the Union, United Kingdom, Disunited Kingdom, whatever they like to call it these days. Cheers, David McGinnis. So Scotland's deficit is 8.4% share of Westminster's annual debt. That isn't very big. That's quite small, isn't it? So what would happen to that if, for instance, Scotland got its independence? Would you have to take that? Would it be part of the negotiation if there was one? Obviously, there would have to be. No deal. No deal. Scottish independence. Is that what you want? It's weird. Twitter is everywhere, but Pornhub is age restricted. Oh, no, yeah, I see what you've done there. It's age restricted. There are more. Crikey, talking about you're saying about age restriction and what have you on Twitter. I had hardcore porn come up with my Twitter feed the other day. Two lots. One, then not one, then one. I mean hardcore porn. They ain't doing much, are they? Trying to stop this stuff. There are kids on flipping Twitter, unfortunately. There shouldn't be, I know, but there are. Symbolism is everywhere. Semiotics. He'll be looking for that invisible bar's soap in prison showers. Crikey. It's a vision. Oh, dear. Oh, bonwheat. Oh, bowwheat. Oh, bonwheat. Is that in Portuguese? So, of hearing for us, it'd be a good night. It'd be like, bonwheat. Bonwheat. Wheat. As a wheat. As in the, yeah. Anyway. I can't do my H sounds very well. Not H sound, but silent H, you know. Oh, anyway. Like oyster sound. As in oyster for French. Wheat. Oh, I can't do it. I feel like I spit on everything. I've got to spit on the screens. I don't want to do that. Otherwise, England, Scotland, there would be. An independent Scotland would be a different country markers. Hence, it would have only the deficit of the institutions in its territory. I was wondering whether or not the actual, what they're saying, the share of would end up in being taken over by Scotland, or would they just say sod ya? Is Steve Bannon still in prison? Yes, he is. Steve Bannon is still in prison. He's been pleading, he has, to get released. But they're not listening. Good. And he only got a 6-month sentence. It wasn't a very long sentence. Funny you remember this stuff, isn't it? My memory's terrible as well. I get brain fog these days. So I'm just like, oh, what was that? You know, just stare at words. And I can't get my words out. You probably noticed already. But fibromyalgia, it's a nerve-related condition. Anyway, Scotland has no responsibility for the share of GB's Great Britain's debt when and if it leaves the Union. Oh. But would it be a part of a negotiation? There again, if you got your independence, what? You still gonna want to sell your Scotch whiskey. We're still gonna want it. What other industries you got in Scotland? Obviously got the haggis, Scotch whiskey, water, Highland toffee. I don't know, and obviously electricity. Steve Bannon says he's being tortured in prison. Oh, please! Oh yeah, because there's no TV. Oh yes, I remember that. Oh, who else is saying that? Oh, wasn't that Yaxley Brennan, whatever his name is, Tommy Robinson. Wasn't he saying that? He said he made a statement, didn't he, that he's being tortured. It's against my human rights. He had no television. I think that's Tommy Robinson. I don't know if Steve Bannon's been saying the same thing. He probably has. I wouldn't be surprised. I can't get my skincare products. You know, that's probably something like that. It always looks like he's dying to me. I don't know what it is. The UK has a country. Sorry, the UK as a country would take the debts it has taken. I see. But it says a hard-checked border between Scotland and Little Britain would be a big problem to protect. Where would you put it as well? Obviously on the border, I suppose, but there's buildings on the border. It's like there was an island. It was in Northern Ireland, Ireland. Yeah, there's houses that look like a bathroom in Northern Ireland and maybe the living room in Ireland. So the UK government has accepted responsibility for the debt in the event of an independent Scotland. It's also committed to honour UK pensions. Interesting. I didn't know that. I've heard that Bannon gets out in November, so he still has time. Yeah, he went in. Ooh, what was it? Was it June or July? I can't remember if it was June or July. I think it was the 21st of either month that he had to present himself to the prison or the courts or whatever. For the sentence. The UK government says a lot of things. That's a good point. Do you trust them? I would hope that under Labour we would have a slightly more honest, say slightly, but slightly more honest government. I would hope. We'll see. Everyone's saying that Keir Starmer is a liar anyway, so... Oh, he's a liar. So, I treat the... I treat the GRS figures with as much respect as I do Poundland toilet paper. Have we got a debate going on here? I think we have. We've got... And the Scots, they're having the fisticuffs. It was a leaky-head Rudy. Oh, crikey. Oh, leaky-head. Oh, Rudy, what's his name? The Italian lawyer for Trump, who never got paid and he's now gone bankrupt, didn't it? I think so. Saying that Bannon was being tortured due to lack of TV. Oh, crikey. What is it with these people? They're such... Oh, crikey. They're such snowflakes. They're all flipping snowflakes. He's been tortured. Say he reckons he's been tortured because there's no television. He's in prison. Oh dear. Okay, Rudy Giuliani, whatever his name is. The guy had the drippy stuff, and he also didn't he make a speech, and he tried to cover the walls of a pawn shop or something with little posters because they arranged the wrong place. Brexit fraud is our nemesis and doom, Fisher. Doom! The end is nigh. It was a torture for Bannon not having a TV in jail. Oh dear. I am giving Starmer a chance, but I am not liking his measures. I'm not either. He is not attacking the issue, but then again, how long has he been in office? Good point. Got at least wait a year. I think so as well. You can't. It's very. The thing is, are we actually going to see outcomes from decisions that are made even in a year? If people are still feeling the pinch, they're not going to be very happy, are they? Yeah, reform. They might be the next government. It's a very scary proposition. Oh yeah, Rudy Giuliani. Oh, anyway. Oh no, it's Gagilanio. It was Matt Hancock. He was having a way in the Whitehall. What's her name again? Crikey. Something Gangelo. Angela Gangelo, whatever her name was. Oh, my throat's getting dry. Guinness. Oh, I've lost my head. I can't say that's Italian. Starmer is in office only for a few weeks, but he had a lot of time to prepare. Yeah, he had time to prepare, but he didn't know the real state of what shit everything is. Even the Office of Budget Responsibility, they didn't know, did they, OBR? They were lied to. You know? So he didn't really have enough time to prepare, because he didn't really know the state of things. And he's making promises based on what he knew. But one thing he did say, before he became the Prime Minister, he said that everything depends on an agreement being struck with the EU, such as veterinary and what have you. That's backfired, isn't it? This is just somebody who is winging a prayer. He's hoping for something positive, but can't define it and can't actually set it in stone. He visited the EU. They would have told him when he went over. They would have sweet talked him and stuff like that, obviously. But they would have told him. It's not as simple as... You can't just have everything. You can't cherry pick. It's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. So now we've got Tony Blair and his latest masterclass. He's sort of reminding everyone how brilliantly this Brexit has actually panned out, and his latest little how to put it. Let's read that over there. I was in the Independent. It's very long, so I'm not going to read all that. But I got it in my head, sort of. Yeah, Brexit failed, and it's triggered mass immigration. That's what Tony Blair has said. Well, we know that, don't we? You know. Funny that, isn't it? We're no longer able to send people back to the country of what's the first country or something that they visit or come or invade if you go by Sir Ella Braverman. So yeah, he's reminding everyone that just how brilliant Brexit has panned out, and what can only be described as some kind of devastating critique. And Tony Blair, the war criminal, graciously pointed out that instead of taking back control, Britain has ended up with mass immigration. Not quite the postcard perfect vision Brexiters promised, but it's probably going to be happening anyway, whether we're in the EU or not. Now, we've traded in, it's what he's saying, we traded in young single workers from Europe who helped our, hospitality, for instance, and in the tech sectors, and don't forget, obviously, the NHS, for a dramatic increase in immigration from Asia and Africa. Now, many of them are coming from Nigeria. My son-in-law is Nigerian, and his sister, who's just got her midwifery in the UK, can't actually, she's got it all finalised in the UK, but she needs to get things signed off in Nigeria, and they won't do it now. They've just changed the rules. You can't, because she's trained in Nigeria, and she's come over and done all the, I can't remember their corner, something they have to do. But they won't release the actual certificate to release them from their responsibilities to Africa. They've got to spend 2 years now in Africa to use their qualifications. Well, she just got married in England as well. So that's stuff there. So, yeah, a lot of people are coming from Nigeria, but that's going to become harder now because of this new rule that brought in. Because at the end of the day, they were bleeding, excuse the pun, health workers from Nigeria that are going to England, and they need them. And obviously, people leave them because they get more money. Probably sending it out of the country to their families in Nigeria. Because, even my son-in-law does that to some degree for his mother, and he helps her out. So, better than I suppose what's better than having, having the worst of both worlds is exactly what we've ended up with, the worst of everything. And who needs practical, easy access European labour when you just make everything more complicated? This is exactly what we've done. Everything is harder now. It's not just sending post. Trading is more difficult. You've got the Aurori system you've got to deal with if you're exporting goods, what have you, for instance. It's not just people. That is expensive. The costs have gone up considerably for people, for industry. Then it's a nice, charming sit down it was with the Independent, But Tony Blair didn't hold back. He really didn't, and he said that Britain was once this sort of shining beacon of stability. So he says, and that was in his opinion. All right, was it? So I suppose it's debatable. But he says it's really outdone itself. And the Tories have spent 14 years turning Thatcherism into some bizarre nationalist circus. They're sort of throwing rational policy out and sort of replacing it with, ushering in an era of chaos. So bravo, well done, well done, Tories, flipping Conservatives. And then you've got to say this Brexit was supposed to be this sort of magical solution to Britain's woes. That's what Blair was pointing out. But you couldn't help but marvel at how it actually led to even more immigration. Now, his words were absolutely extraordinary, he said. Well, he mused. As net migration, it hit a lovely, was it 764,000 back in 2022? But don't worry, it wasn't the intention. Just the reality. Just minor detail. It is. The Blair, even the global statesman, or ever not even, ever the global statesman, I suppose, is now warning us all that we should prepare for, sort of potential global war. Ugh, that's scary. As you do, anyway. So, between the delusional Vladimir Putin and simmering tensions between the US and China, Blair is anxiously reminding us that the UK's weakened post-Brexit position is really doing wonders for its role on the world stage. What I don't understand is all these munitions and stuff. Why the hell do we rely heavily on overseas production? How can you fight? You don't know if they end up being like part of the Axis group or something, you know? Axis group, you know. The people supplying you with components for your munitions might be your enemy. They're not going to give you anything, are they? But anyway, we took control back because of Brexit, you see. Of course. Yeah. As if this sort of Brexit chaos wasn't enough, though. Yeah, it clearly was enough for me, to be fair. But there is also urging Keir Starmer to repair Britain's wonderfully fractured relationship with the European Union. Because clearly, being America's closest ally with a strong foothold in Europe used to actually mean something. Now, because we've curbed some of our exports of munitions to Israel, the United States is kicking off now as well. They're saying that they're going, you know, our agreement or arrangements regarding some of the jets might be at risk. So we're heavily dependent on the US for our munitions, for our military support. Shooting ourselves in the foot. But quite frankly, I'd like to stop munitions going over to Israel altogether, to be fair. It could happen, we'll see. That definitely is a war crime. So anyway, when I'm sort of figuring out where we all fit in this world now, there, that's how he put it anyway. Now, we've spent years since Tories been sort of weakening ourselves. I say we, the Tories have. They've been weakening us. Brexit has weakened us. A place the world's weakened, a place in the EU, you know, in Europe has weakened us as well. Now, I was having a discussion with my French neighbour, Viola, and she wants a Brexit. She says, I'm French, I'm not European. I'm sorry, you are French, but you're also European. It's a continent. And she wouldn't have it. She didn't get it. She said, I'm French. As far as she's concerned, she's French, that's it. But France, you know, you're also a citizen of the world, you know. I get her point of view to some degree, but but the information she's got is just not accurate. Now, Macron's made mistakes, like all prime ministers, presidents, and leaders. They all make flipping mistakes. Most of us seem bum corrupt half the flipping time. But all you'll be doing is just transferring one corrupt government into, you know, for another one. Sometimes it's better the devil that you know. Unless it's a Tory, of course. But we'll see what Keir Starmer, whether or not he produces the goods. I've got my doubts that he can. And I've said in some previous videos before that, you know, I don't think he can achieve what he's promising. Definitely regarding the European Union, it's just not going to happen. I just can't see it. There might be some concessions. Might be. But there certainly won't be any cherry picking. Now, Brexit hasn't worked, has it? No. Now, I suppose we've got these robots. They'll save us, and AI, what have you. That'll all do the job, won't it? They'll do everything. They'll make everything. And then maybe we'll have UBI. I had to get that in there. Yeah, UBI, Universal Basic Income. Maybe that's the answer. Even Elon Musk told us that was the answer. He said it's inevitable because robots will do things better than we can, unfortunately. I suppose in conclusion, Tony Blair reminds us that Brexit has been nothing short of a spectacular own goal. It really has. And while Britain sort of flounders and struggles to get any kind of growth, because it hasn't had any, not anything of significance. One month you might get a bit of growth, the next month you lost it all. The rest of the world's preparing for potentially catastrophic events. But I suppose at least we had a brief moment of glory with the 2012 Olympics, maybe. Now, courtesy of, well, actually, that's nothing. I'm getting sick of him already. He's a nightmare. But there again, he had a point. He really did. But that's Brexit for you, know. In the day, you've got to agree with people that agree with you, aren't you? Is this confirmation bias? It might be. Is that a form of Dunning-Kruger effect? That's what I got. I got Dunning-Kruger effect. That's what I got. Oh dear. Yes, daughter. I've got Pandora here now. She wants treats. Treat time, it seems. Treat time. All right, guys. Is it treat time? Look at Sebastian. Look at me. Look at him. Oh. You do have to move. And Pandora, she is not likely to. You might just see her nose. Oh, no, you can't. And then there's Wally. He's on the floor down there. So I've got all three of them. That's probably because we're all here alone. Dear missus, she's left me. Come back to the UK, she has, yeah. Not forever. Just for a couple of weeks. She took my little Grace back. Unfortunately. Right. Where are we? Where are we? UBI! Yes, Regan. UBI, Universal Basic Income. I think it's going to happen at some point. Not yet, but will do. I think it's inevitable. Elon Musk said it was. For businesses to get the EU certified like New Zealand lamb, for example. Yeah. But that's done the UK a lot of good, isn't it? New Zealand, Australia. You know, the British farmers, they're really happy about that one, aren't they? Ireland is in my list to visit, says Joel, when economics allow me. I've never been to Ireland. Never been. But if you went to Scotland, but that's about it. I've been other places, but yeah. I don't know why. It's a long drive, I suppose. Oh, Marx's biggest fan says it's more of a bucket list than a list, more of a bucket list rather than a possibility. I'm expecting to move to Ireland in a year or so. Interesting. The island or Northern Ireland? Air or Northern Ireland? Who said UBI? I just did. M. Carpenter, fair enough, but not complying with the rules, which mean that they would not be able to trade or even being sanctioned. But I understand your point of view, are we? All the rules will still be in place. The UK has a history of not implementing agreements and following rules. Unfortunately, true. But the rules are still there, aren't they? If you don't follow the rules, you get ostracised. You find yourself but you know, mates, that's what will happen. Now, so got that one there. That one there. Done that. Done that. Done that. No, oh crikey, what have I done? Oh, that's bad. Whew. That should have been with that. There we go. Now, remember Liz Truss? You remember her? She was an interesting one, wasn't she? She really was. And she liked pies.
We need to fund the furthest behind first. And for too long, the political debate has been dominated by the argument about how we distribute a limited economic pie.
Drew?
Instead, we need to grow the pie so that everyone gets a bigger slice.
Well, now, oh dear, legacies. The Truss legacy. Now, a well-known historian has been saying this.
Absolutely incredible, and it tells us so much. Absolutely incredible, and it tells us so much about government about the cavalier attitude with which people like Boris Johnson and Liz Truss come to office,
Oh my God,
in a way, the contempt that they have for history, understanding about the job, and the damage they leave behind, which is like Fitzgerald described in The Great Gatsby. They break things up, they're careless, and they leave other people, Johnson and Truss, to clear up the mess behind them. And we're still suffering from that mess.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, you know, what her legacy may or may not be, less than 50 days, but still you say she wasn't the worst Prime Minister we've ever had.
Well, look, that's debatable. I mean, she and Johnson are right at the bottom. And I think until the Tories start recognising that something very bad and dark happened on their period in government, they had two prime ministers who were clearly not worthy to be prime minister. Liz Truss, I think, did less damage because she was there for less than 50 days. Boris Johnson was there for 3 years, and I think he cheapened the country. He cheapened the notion about public service and right and wrong. So I think until the Tories really own up to that, they're never going to be able to move on. And for Liz Truss to be blaming everybody else, it's the Treasury, it's the civil service, it's the Bank of England, it's the city, it's the establishment who all brought her down. I mean, it's fantasy, it's conspiracy theory, like those of Donald Trump, who she is actively supporting, I think, at the moment.
The crazies. Unfortunately, there's plenty of them. He's spot on. I can't remember his name though, but he's a historian. I did remember his name earlier, but then I forgot. So this brain fog thing, it's so frustrating. It really is. So, yes, someone mentioned this earlier regarding Steve Bannon. I actually was looking at this earlier. I thought, here we are. I bet my dog will come in again now, don't he? Go out, come in, and door will be at the door. So Steve Bannon's asking Trump-appointed judge to get him out of prison by reinstating bail via supervised release, citing recent developments and significant events. I wonder what they are. I wonder what the significant events are. Do you know what they are? Well, I don't know myself yet. I haven't read this yet. So, have a quick look. So, anyway, it's old Bannon, Steve Bannon. He'd really like to get out of federal prison. Of course, that's understandable. Oh, it's a nice little pod house. So, in a 12-page filing with the US District Court of Columbia, so the District of Columbia, Bannon's newest attorney, R. Trent McCotter, who just joined the case on Thursday, asked the court to reimpose bail pending appeal, citing new developments and significant events. What are they? So the latest bid to keep his prison stay short comes roughly 2 months into a 6 months I was told before. It's a prison sentence for contempt of Congress. Now, Bannon reported to federal prison in Danbury, Connecticut on July the 1st. Well, that's changed as well, and is slated to be released just before Election Day in November. Now, in the alternative, have you heard also the judge has postponed the hush money case against Trump for 3 weeks after the flippin' election. He's getting away with it, isn't he? So anyway, so in an alternative, Bannon's new motion asks the court to allow him to serve the remainder of his sentence via supervised release. He don't get to ask, does he? No. The defendant has tried and failed on numerous occasions to remain out of prison or cut down his time behind bars. He was convicted by jury in July 2022, on 2 counts of contempt of Congress for defying a subpoena for documents and a deposition, and he was subsequently sentenced for 4 months in prison that same October. At first, Trump appointed US District Judge Carl Nichols and allowed Bannon a substantial amount of latitude, allowing him to remain free as he appealed his sentence and conviction. Eventually, all relevant levers of the judicial system were pulled and tried, from the DC Court of Appeals and US Supreme Court in the form of an emergency request, and in the end, Bannon's appeal was finally and fully rejected. Now, between the appellate and the High Court's rejection, Nichols pointedly mused that Bannon was simply not likely to succeed. The judge obliged the government's request to revoke his bail on June the 6th. I want to know what these significant events are. Doesn't say. Does it say? Does it say? Alright, okay, what significant events? Is it the television? It might be the fact that you got a TV. He's been tortured about a television. Alright. Nope, don't say. That's annoying. I want to know what these... Do you know what these significant events are? Anybody know? I know Pandora wants to come in. The dogs are a pain, really, aren't they? There we go. Back into the chat. Let me just get my Pandora in because she's problems with her legs at the minute. Come on, you. He's on them painkillers now. You know, why he's not getting sorted out. These dogs are expensive. Medication. Where are we? We got to do it. I was, got to find a way. So you bragged he wouldn't go to prison. Oh, he's there for his convictions, and now he's whining like a baby. He is. He's literally whining like a baby. It's a horrible piece of work. Absolutely horrible piece of work. What was that? His magazine, was it Breitbart or something? Breitbart? I think it's Breitbart, isn't it? Yeah. The bastards up to something. I bet they are. Steve McGowan, and when Brazil was a Portuguese colony, it already happened. So also, what have I missed? What have I missed? No Vaseline in the prison commissary. He's got spit on it. That's all you got to do, spit on it. Steve McGowan, here we get it more from the supermarkets. So what? Specialised restaurants. I missed something there. What am I missing? How much does the Nazi know about Project 2025? Good point. Basically, to remove democracy. Brexit in name only. Let's not forget that she's a fan of fascism. Are you talking about Liz Truss? Yes, she is. As a guy has just pointed out. Yes, she is. That's a disgrace. Have I got that one at the moment? Blimey, it's another one I've got to sort out. No. I've got that one. Oh my God, she's frozen. Come back.
New pork markets.
Try again. There you go. Well, that went right.
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
Pork market. China. Yeah, Pandora. Yeah, they're all okay apart from this flipping. Well, Sebastian, you probably would know, so he's got heart disease, so he's got an enlarged heart. Well, he's got a heart murmur, and he's got. Yes, they both have medication, but the same medication actually, Pepidin. And then at the moment, Pandora, she doesn't got anything else, but she's on painkillers at the moment, anti-inflammatories, because she hurt her back end again, so she's limping like a good one at the minute. She's getting a bit better, but flipping out. Nothing's cheap, is it, for animals? Just isn't. No, we need an NHS. We need the NHS for dogs. That's what we need, don't we, girl? Yeah, I see you. Crikey. She does like her food. She's hardly got to see her. She's... There, Wally. Sebastian, on the head. Right. The Lettosaurus. Back to the chat. Here we go. The lady's not for learning. Oh, crikey, who was that? Oh, Lee Anderson. He made a tweet the other day. And he's going on about the immigrants and the hotels and all that sort of stuff. And he said and they've been learned to drive, not taught, but learned to drive and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. The man's an idiot. Sometimes I wonder if Truss was programmed by her mathematician father as an early form of AI. Yes, and he's lost control of it. She's very robotic, isn't she? You might be right. You know, she's probably an automaton. She might be key in her bag or something. Oh, the maggot snatcher, doing the milk snatcher. The lady's not for turning. Maggot snatcher. Oh dear. Cheers, Christmas Sandy. Hello there. Hope you're well, my friend. No beating about the bush. If Trump's a lot are planning something, it's an awful lot of shit is going to hit a really big fan. Well, this flipping Project 2025, whatever it's called. I was reading through the I haven't read it properly. Obviously, it's quite a big flipping document. But you look at the highlights, so it's basically just get rid of democracy. Turn it into China. Turn the United States into China. You know, president for life. It's frightening. You know? It's take, the people voting for him vote to give him the power, want to take power away from themselves. It makes no sense. There were some... Oh my God, I'm going to have to show you some of these. Where are we? Where are we? Let's put on that one. That one. Oh, crikey. Oh my God. Let's get rid of that. Showed that already. Ooh. And Nigel Farage has got properties everywhere, by the way, just so you know. Yeah, man and the people and all that, you know it is. Not that one, that one. A lot of people turning against Trump, but also there's a lot of support for him as well. But let's not forget, he did say this to Donald Trump. He said, oh, hang on, it's the wrong. Yeah, here it comes. He said this. Okay, admittedly, it was about 2000 and something, 2004, I think it was.
It just seems that the economy does better under the Democrats than the Republicans. Now, it shouldn't be that way. But if you go back, I mean, it just seems that the economy does better under the Democrats. It just seems that the economy does better under the Democrats than the Republicans. Now, it shouldn't.
He said it. He said it. But that isn't what I wanted to... Oh, crikey, poor girl.
It really doesn't matter what they write.
That one. Not that one. Not that one. Where's it gone? Just sit there with us. Right, now this is scaringly true. And I love some of these anti-Trump ads that have been coming out at the moment. I think some of them are brilliant, very clever, also quite simple, but they're actually really good. Such as this one here, and it's let's move that a little bit. There you go.
It really doesn't matter what they write. as long as they've got a young and beautiful piece of ass.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab him by the pussy. You can do anything.
Such a nasty woman.
Such a nasty woman. Women, you have to treat him like shit.
Look at that face. Would anybody vote for that?
The face of a dog. The face of a dog.
You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes. Blood coming out of her... wherever.
You have to treat him like shit.
She's a whack job.
Horse face. Bird brain.
Pocahontas. Nobody respects women more than I do.
That's exactly what Trump
Mom,
does.
do I sound like a president?
But that's exactly what Trump does. And then, yesterday or the day before, he says that he said that Kamala Harris is not a wordsmith. I just find it absolutely flabbergasted that people actually listen to this crap, and it's just, oh, well, there are others, such as Mike Penson's fly. He's actually come out against Donald Trump. He's had something to say. And he's not supporting Donald Trump, but he hasn't said who he's going to vote for. I don't think it's either Donald Trump or it's Kamala Harris, isn't it? You know, maybe he's not going to vote. I don't know. But he's not supporting Trump. Maybe because they tried to hang him, or tried to get them to hang him. The mob. So,
come as no surprise that I will not be endorsing Donald Trump this year. Look, I'm incredibly proud of the record of our administration. It was a conservative record that made America more prosperous, more secure, and saw conservatives appointed to our court.
So secure, so safe. Donald Trump suggested they put drink bleach and put some sort of bright light inside them. People actually drank bleach.
In a more peaceful world. But that being said, during my presidential campaign, I made it clear that there were profound differences between me and President Trump on a range of issues. And not just our difference on my constitutional duties that I exercised on January the 6th. I mean, as I have watched his candidacy unfold, I've seen him walking away from our commitment to confronting the national debt. I've seen him starting to shy away from a commitment to the sanctity of human life. And this last week, his reversal on getting tough on China and supporting our administration's effort to force a sale of ByteDance TikTok.
Why do you think he did that? Why do you think he had that reversal on that before we go, sir?
Well, I can't speculate on it, but what I can tell you is that in each of these cases, Donald Trump is pursuing and articulating an agenda that is at odds with the conservative agenda that we governed on during our 4 years. And that's why I cannot, in good conscience, endorse Donald Trump in this campaign. But let me say one last thing. That being said, look, Republican primary voters have made it clear, Martha, who they're for in this election. What I'm going to spend the rest of this year on is talking about what we should be for, and that is the broad mainstream conservative agenda that's defined our party and always made America strong and prosperous and free.
Well, understood. I got 2 seconds, but who are you going to vote for in November?
Well, like most Americans, I'm going to keep my vote to myself. But
would you vote for President Biden?
I would never vote for Joe Biden. But how I vote when that curtain closes is that'll be for me.
Well, that's Kamala Harris. I have to admit, it's very interesting watching the loggerheads that's going on at the moment. They're getting rid of framers and factory workers from the UK now. Sorry, I don't understand what you mean. Framers, as in timber framers or picture framers. Taylor Swift fans are going up to vote Democrat after him. Oh my God, he did an AI fake of her, didn't he? Or somebody did. He's sort of denying it. That's a lot of it. There's about 80 celebrities that have been deepfaked by the Republicans. Some of them are EU nationals who have been. It's about 80 of them. Oh, farmers! Sorry. I get it now. Yeah. So farmers and factory workers from the UK. Well, a lot of people fleeing, aren't they? You know, try to get work elsewhere, I suppose. There's so many jobs going. You know, factories are shutting down, like I say, about GlaxoSmithKline. They've sold out. Well, basically, they've sold it to a European company. Oh, we could vote for RFK. You could do that. Maybe that's what he's going to do. Typo. Okay, thanks. Good point. She wrecked the British industry and is the root cause of the housing shortage. Yes. Are you talking about Margaret Thatcher? I imagine so. Yeah, she did. That what? So, just somebody say Sharknado. Bill Silver says Trump also thought he could put out a hurricane by bombing. Oh, he did, didn't he? I remember that, by bombing it. Spoiler alert, but that's what happened in that ridiculous shark movie Sharknado. Oh God, that's ridiculous, wasn't it? That was such a stupid film. A tornado full of sharks. That's just stuffed. Yeah, he must have thought it was a documentary, probably. I've got a little bit of a problem with right to buy and stuff like that. Not that. Obviously, we must build houses. Obviously, we must social security houses and what have you. But if you sell a social security house, you don't produce one more house or lose a house. You don't lose a house. Somebody's still housed. My feeling is, you do what happens like here in France, what have you, the house prices are low. So rents are low. You wouldn't need social housing if the rents were low enough, would you? You just wouldn't. If you obviously still got housing benefits and stuff like that. Then my daughter's in a privately owned, not Yasmin, my oldest daughter, is in a privately owned social house. So it's not really a social house, it's basically been rented out through the council. They become the letting agent effectively. But she's having to pay like $650 a month for this place. It's not exactly social housing rent, is it? No. But selling my biggest problem with right to buy is the fact that they couldn't actually use that money to build more sensible housing. Because a lot of these properties are old and they actually cost a lot of upkeep. It's not about the asset value because they don't necessarily, apart from obviously right to buy, but if they didn't have right to buy, they wouldn't be selling them, would they? And you might be accruing a portfolio of properties, but aren't necessarily accruing more properties in the country. The property's still there. He's just moving ownership. We've got to get house prices down. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people got their mortgages based on it, and if we have a crash in the property market, bring house prices down, it's never going to go down low enough anyway. And also, a lot of people will be left with negative equity and repossessions. So it's not just the house is secured. So your mortgage is secured on the house. Some people have got their actual loans, personal loans secured on their property and businesses. So all of a sudden you get in a situation where you haven't got enough equity or enough asset value there to cover your debts. So you're getting a lot of bankruptcies. The problem is, to start with, the way I see it anyway, we've allowed it to accrue too fast, so people have become dependent upon it. And I partially, especially in the last 14 years, I partially blame the Tories for it as well, with them holding the interest rates down too low for too long. They pulled the interest rates down really low, didn't they, after the Tony Blair period, after the recession. as a way of boosting the economy, but never brought them back up again. You can't base an economy. You got no space there. You got no movement, and you can't use it as a tool in the other direction. You can use it as a tool to curb inflation, but not to try and give a bit of boost to the economy. It's just madness. No wonder we had like 15% property value increases for several years. It's madness. People can't afford to buy. They can't afford to rent. That's what I say anyway. I'm you can argue with me as much as you like, but that's just my feeling about it all. I don't think right to buy is necessarily the issue. It's the fact we haven't built the houses in the first place, and house prices too high. People can't get on the property ladder. And those who can are either sort of like relying on the bank of mum and dad, or having to save for several years just to get a relatively large deposit. And for some people, especially with the cost of living crisis as it is, how the hell are they supposed to get the deposit together? I'm talking about ordinary people with ordinary wages and stuff. How are they supposed to get it? They can't. So all that happens, they become reliant on the rental market, which pushes up the rental values. The rental prices, sorry. Supply and demand, isn't it? It's dictated, how much you pay is dictated by the market itself. The only way you're going to get over that is to build a huge amount of houses. But also, we need to stop foreign investors buying up properties. Russian oligarchs, for instance, just buying up shitloads of properties. Now, I used to do a lot of property maintenance in the UK for Abbott's letting agents in the UK, and another one, I can't remember his name now. And few of the people that I was actually doing the actual repairs on, what have you, my company were foreign owned. They just put it in the hands of letting agents to deal with. They just buy the property as a way of investment, knowing full well it's going to increase in value. So all that money, all that rent and all that sort of stuff, it's just getting filtered out of the country again. Yet again, it's done through asset holding companies. They're not paying any tax or any revenue on that, in the sense to go into the country's pot, into the exchequer. It's madness. You can't. I don't understand for the life of me how it's gone on for so long and why it was deemed acceptable. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. For the country to be rich, it needs to hold on to its money as long as it possibly can, no matter who's got it, as long as they are citizens living in the United Kingdom, spending that money in the United Kingdom. But no, what's happening is it's getting filtered abroad and getting either stuck in a bank account somewhere, or it's been spent abroad. That's not benefiting anyone in the United Kingdom. No wonder our house prices and the cost of everything goes up. It's supply and demand. Demand is high, prices go up. So we do need to build houses, but we also need the people to build them. Which is obviously we've got another problem there. We don't have the people to build them because we haven't been training them. Even when I was in the game, not that kind of game, no, not on the game, in the game, in construction. And we did some house builds and also extensions, loft conversions and stuff like that. I struggled to get people back then. I put 2 people through college. And this was Norwich City College for construction, bricklayers. And because I had to, really, one thing is they were good lads, especially one of them. Young Dale, a very good chavvy. But it was impossible to get good people. Now you go to the job centres and stuff like that. Nightmare. You get sent, I'm sorry to say it, but you get sent the worst workers. Now, I've said this before, there are the unemployables. They might have been qualified to do the job, but they're not employable because they've got no, they don't want a job. Some of them don't want the job, or they're incapable, or drugs, or alcohol, or stuff like that. They can't hold a job. So you're always going to get the unemployables. So unless you deal with the social aspect of it, societal, not the social aspect, the societal aspect of it. You're not going to be able to get those people who are the unemployables into work. Because don't forget, this, those who are the unemployables, they've always been replaced with new unemployables, or they've been increased. There's always somebody new who's depressed, or they've got problems, or they turn to alcohol, or whatever, and they end up, down and out, what have you. Sometimes it's no fault of their own. So that sector of society is constantly increasing. How are you going to get them into the workplace? That's all for people say, oh yeah, we've got 6 million unemployed, or whatever it might be at the moment. Not all of that. Some of those people obviously can, want a job. Some of them are too old. Now, if you're in the building, great construction company, I shouldn't, but I'm not going to be I wouldn't be looking for somebody, just getting close to retirement. I'd worry that they're not fit enough. Because it's a hard blooming game. Working on the tools is a hard game. I don't think I could do it now. Well, I've got problems anyway, so I can't do it. I have to work in the workshops. I'm okay there, but I can't go on site. But I can't imagine some of these people being able to work the tools on site. So getting them into work is an impossibility. Okay, change your career, retraining and stuff. Some of them, that's possible. It's a massive problem. It's a massive problem. We don't have the people, and we're not making them anymore. We're not getting frisky with it, jiggy with it. We're not making enough people, enough babies. So we are going to be relying on immigration, if we like it or if we don't. There's no way around it. What you want another one, do you, Wally? Oh, crikey! I wonder if he's. All right, he'll jump up. Here we go. Oh, here he is. He's my little buddy, aren't you? Eh? He's a lovely little fella. So anyway, we've got to get the prices down. We've got to get house prices down. If we're going to solve this housing issue, the only way I can see us doing it is getting house prices down and stopping foreign investors being able to buy the stuff, lock, stock and barrel. Lock, stock, oh, anyway, whatever it might be. Hello, Ruth. Hope you're well. Oh, I love you. Oh, crikey, she loves you, Monk's his biggest fan. She loves you. This was last Christmas here. What is going on here? Brandy? What brandy? Oh, you've been at work, are you, Ruth? Crikey. The USA, older workers are the backbone of manufacturing, and young people don't want to work in factories. No, they don't. I think factory work's a little bit different, isn't it? Working on a cold, old, wet building site, going up and down ladders and what have you, is a killer. Working on the roofs with your feet at an angle, bend it backwards, what have you. Walking up and down battens on the roof, it's a killer. Honestly, it really is a killer. Now, my friend here, Keith, he's in the construction industry for several years. He's was this bigger this year or last year now? The last year, yeah, no, was this year? Well, this year, beginning of this year, he had new knee. It buggers you up. My dad was in the game. Like I say, not on the game. Anyway, my dad was worked in the construction industry in the UK for several years. Then he went back to boat building, but even with that, up and down ladders, damp environments and stuff, he's had hip replaced twice. He did before he died. So bugs your body up. I don't recommend anyone getting into it. I really don't. If you're doing it for the love of it, what have you, and work in an environment that is safe and you're not exposing yourself up to the elements because you have to, not because you actually want to. I wouldn't do it. Not now. I really wouldn't. At the heart of 14 years of Tory rule is contempt for the public. Most certainly is. The rule of one law for you and one law for us. It's like this. They've got this big pot of money. They're sharing it out. It's half for you and 4 for me. half. Yeah, you know how it goes. Backhanders. Oh, Ruth doesn't love me. Oh, just the mention of brandy. Oh, okay. Factories are fulfillment centres now. Or assemblies. But yeah, it's a good point actually. Factories don't really make much these days, do they? They just get all the stuff from China and stick it together. What 12 seconds? Have I still got the delay on the comments? I don't know how I do that from here. Can I do that from here? Can I? I don't know if I can edit it or not. Let's start with edit it. I'll press edit. What happens? Is it AI? No, 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 no. On. It's not showing any delay. Customization. I can't see it here. I have slow mode on. Oh, bugger. I know I did it last week. We had some naughty people in the chat last week. I thought it might be a good idea. But I don't know how I turn it off. Reactions. I will do that next time. Because I asked you when you do it. I also remembered it from last time, I reckon. I'm not detecting slow mode. Oh, okay. I see the stonemasons here in Prague every day working on projects, and you see the older ones with back braces. There's a company called Festool. They've made an like a brace thing now, which is all like an AI type thing where it helps you lift stuff. You know, you wear this thing on your back. Yeah, it's a bit like those films, you know. I'll get rid of that. There you go. Oh, I see. Sorry, mate. I'll make sure I'll take it off next time. I can't see how I can do it at the moment. I'm looking. Okay, my bit rate. Yeah, I've got to turn my bit rate up. The image quality is a bit low. Can't see my details. People are saying there is a delay. Okay. I will make sure I take it off the next time. I don't want to mess it up at the moment. And how long have I been on so far? Oh, 2.5 hours already. Blimey. Blimey. I never get enough time to do everything I do because I'm talking about other stuff at the same time, and that's what it is. That's what it is. Done that one. Done that. Done that. Right, good lord, for that. Be in the mirror. Okay. Right. Nigel Farage. Oh, fartage. Oh, we do love fartage, don't we? No? What do you mean? I don't get it. He's a lovely guy. He's man of the people and all that. He gave his
Now, I mean, if ever there was something to cheer up Nigel Farage, surely it was that.
It's nearly 7 years now, and I want to change subjects since we voted for Brexit. And people have argued about what the benefits are. And finally we found out yesterday. It's real ale. Whoop-de-doo! I mean, isn't that rather embarrassing?
Oh, yes, my friend.
Almost pathetic.
Special place in hell.
But that's what we can point to. Look, we can set our own tariffs for real ale in pubs.
A Brexit pub guarantee. Well, how about that?
Oh, I hate him. Absolutely hate him. Well, in an investigation with the Good Law Project, Nigel Farage hasn't been declaring all his properties. Oh, dear. Now, inside Nigel Farage's 3 million four-home luxury property empire, all bought since Brexit. Self-styled man, apparently, of the people, has amassed a property portfolio worth over 3 million since 2016, the Brexit referendum. Now, our disclosures come after it was revealed that the Reform leader is earning around $700,000 a year outside of Parliament. I thought it was more than that. Now, the loaded Nigel Farage now has 4 homes. We can reveal the self-styled man of the people has amassed a property portfolio. I'll repeat myself now. Our disclosures come after it was revealed that the Reform leader is earning around $700,000 a year because of GB News, mate. Oh, look, it's a bra. And as well as a £1 million family home, which he kept in the split from his second wife. Farage, 6 years old, as crikey, 60, he looks older than 60, doesn't he? Has bought 2 beachside homes in Kent. That's, you know why, don't you? So you can sit there as binoculars. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, sit there as binoculars watching little boats coming. Kent coast in recent years. His 4th house is another investment property he rents out in Surrey. Our investigation carried out with the Good Law Project raises questions about the interests he registered with the parliamentary authorities last month. He's keeping stum. He doesn't want people to know. Now, his beachfront properties are owned by his company, Fawn, in the Side Limited. He certainly is, which is worth 1.3 million. But he has not declared himself a sole shareholder. He hasn't allocated shares yet then. Doesn't make any difference, because when you set up a limited company, you've got to have at least one director, one secretary, or 2 directors. It doesn't matter. It'll get shared out accordingly, whoever's there. So he hasn't declared himself as a shareholder, as well as his 1 million family home, which he kept in the split from his second wife. Mr. Farage, 60, has bought 2 beachside homes on the Kent coast in recent years, and his 4th house is another investment property in Surrey. Is it me, or is this article repeating itself? Now, our investigation carried out with the Good Law Project raises questions about the interest he registered with the parliamentary authorities. It's repeating itself. Or did it just jump down or something a minute ago? So, anyway, there's company 4. So scroll down. All right. Nor has he registered any income from tax-free gold bullion investment firm Direct Bullion, which describes Mr. Farage as their brand ambassador. His most recent advert for them, titled Nigel Farage Explains the Big Pension Secret, was posted on YouTube 3 weeks after he was elected MP for Clacton in Essex. The politician even promotes his own brand of red, white and blue artisan gin for his French partner, Lua Ferrari's business. I doubt that does much. Now, he also is founder of the Freedom and Fortune financial newsletter, which he says will help you take back control of your money and potentially profit from Britain primed to boom post-Brexit. Now, Mr. Farage pledged to his pledged to use his 40-odd years of experience in finance and politics, along with his deep-rooted contacts that provide me with intelligence and a unique perspective with his binoculars, showing out the little boots. Anyway, under the House Common rules, he must declare any shares he owns, which give him a stake of 15% or more in a company or are worth over £70,000. His ownership of Fawn in the Side meets both criteria. Oh, there. Chuck him out. Won't happen though, will it? But he only mentions the company gets his TV earnings. Now, the company owns 2 properties near Dungeness in Kent, which overlook a beach from which Farage has filmed clips about migrants. I was right. Arriving in little boats. So Thorne in the side bought a 3-bed house in Lyd-on-Sea in 2020 for £500,000 in 2020. And it's mortgage free and is understood to be rented out. What do you pay for that? Oh my God, you'll learn how to look after the thing, don't he? Flipping hell, state of it. Flipping, give it a coat of paint. For God's sake. It's a bit ugly, isn't it? That little box. Anyway, can't believe that's worth that much money. Anyway, so last year he bought a 3-bedroom property near Greatstone for £575,000, described by his neighbours as derelict. It must be that one. Oh yeah, Paddock Greatstone. Yeah, it looks pretty derelict, doesn't it? It's an investment property, probably, isn't it? And it too is mortgage free. Miss Farage has applied to the local council to knock it down and replace it with a new 3-bed story property. Well, they've joked. It's ironic, with there being migrant landings nearby. I'm sure Nigel Farage would not be impressed. I'm sure he loves it to sit there with his binoculars. It's just, watching the people come by. In this case, little boats coming in. The next Commodities Trade has reported big monthly earnings for July, including 97,928 from GB News, which he said included backdated payments from April paid to Thorne in the side, and he earned 16,597 filming video clips for the Cameo app. What? Oh, crikey. Up the raw, was it something like that, wasn't it? Anyway, 4,000 writing articles for the Telegraph and around 2,400 for his social media accounts with X and Meta. The Reform leader is earning around 700,000 a year outside of Parliament, blah, blah, blah. It's revealed last week that he earned a large 5-figure sum, including 11,784 deposit, jetting to the US to speak at the Keep Arizona Free Summit. This is all on top of his 91,000 a year MP salary. So he's not doing his job anyway, because he didn't turn up, is he? I think he's been there once or twice now, isn't he? He's not doing his job. So anyway, that's his other property. He ain't got a lot of taste, does he? It's a bit ugly. Well, yeah, it's not my cup of tea. No. Ugh. Anyway, so we'd be happy to live there, but no, he's got all these properties that he's not living in. One he's renting out in Surrey. Right, I'm losing my voice, so I might have to call it in a moment. Right. Where are we? Chat. Back into the chat. Yeah, we had a lot of bots that week before, so I thought I'd put it in slow mode because I didn't think it was fair on the moderators. Never had, yeah, I will take it off next time, okay? Because I haven't got a huge amount of people. They came for a bit and then they haven't come back, thankfully. Take note, Clacton, most definitely. Slow mode used to be Morse code. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, we'll go back to that, shall we? Oh, this is the man who broke Britain. Remember that? He is. They support it's like he's a hero. They still do. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. If it isn't Flip Nigel Farage, it's the rest of the Tory party. And now we've got reform to deal with. Flip it now. And Richard Tice, well, God, that man's an idiot. There's no free media in the UK, no. You could argue the Guardian, they rely heavily on donations and what have you. But who are the donators, I suppose? The same with the Labour Party. They've got quite a large amount of funding now. Who are they? And what they're getting for it? But the same with the Tories. You know, but if you look at this right-wing press, flipper now. You know, Murdoch press. He owns about 90% of the world's media. It's crazy. Shouldn't be allowed. And how much of his earnings go through companies, and that is tax avoidance? It could be, potentially, it could be income tax avoidance. It might be paying less in corporation tax than you would be for income tax. So is that too? But they're going, if he hasn't allocated any shares yet, how's that? He can't. If you don't allocate the shares, how are you going to finalise the accounts? He's going to have to allocate shares. Obviously, it's fraud in its own right, isn't it? You know, you take money out of a company without saying, you know, for your own uses. You can spend the money for the company, but you can't take the money out for yourself. You can't do that, not unless you've allocated shares. Otherwise, it is an income. It's an income. It should be income taxed, not actually. So you got the corporation tax for the company itself. He needs a better agent. Some of the influencers being paid by the Kremlin were getting $400,000 a month. Yeah. Crikey, that's scary. What was that I see on there? There we go. Let's just show this. I am going to clock off in a minute. Right. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's only 20 seconds long. I'll give you an idea what's going on.
The company never disclosed to the influencers or to their millions of followers its ties to RT and the Russian government. Instead, the defendants and the company claimed that the company was sponsored by a private investor. But that private investor was a fictitious persona. The company never disclosed to the influencers or to their millions of followers its ties to RT and the Russian government. Instead, the defendants and the company claimed that the company was sponsored by a private investor. But that private...
I didn't realise it repeated. So, yeah. Dangerous. Really dangerous. We've allowed it to happen. Governments allowed it to happen. And they don't act on it quick enough. So it just propagates. They're scared to be, I don't know, criticised, I suppose, for, get rid of fascism, get rid of, going against freedom of speech, our rights and all that sort of stuff. You know, obviously got to be maintained, but we've got some decency. There's just these lies and misinformation. I'm not a bot, says Simon Says. Hello, Simon Says, very well. I'm a meat popsicle. Oh, crikey, Fifth Element. Brilliant film. I love Fifth Element. And oh my God, wasn't she lovely? With her orange hair. Ah, crikey, that was a funny film. The Fifth Element. The influencers were literally reading Kremlin-prepared scripts, yes. But they claim they had no idea. I saw some documentary videos about this, I think a couple of years ago now, where they're literally like, it's almost like these containers that were like lined with computers either side, just like shipping containers, and they were just set up as like these sort of like 10 people on on the computers inside these flipping shipping containers, middle of nowhere. It's nuts. They call them actors, don't they? Yeah, but the influencers are, you could argue I'm an influencer, with my woodworking and stuff like that, especially if I have a product or something. But it's a different kind of influencer. You obviously got people like Andrew Tate and what's her name? Candace or something, whatever her name is. People like that, they're political influencers. And very dangerous people. So the Communist Party in Portugal was allegedly sponsored by the Kremlin. And that is why they are almost functioned and they're virtually irrelevant in Parliament. Is it me, or do all right-wing governments fail? Because they I suppose because they never really, maybe they don't never expect it, like Brexit. Like Nigel Farage never expected Brexit. He just wanted it. He didn't expect it was going to happen, but they never actually got any answers. They just show from the sidelines all this stuff, and they don't actually have any answers. I thought the 100k per video was because people like my work so much. I had no idea it was Russian money. Honest, Gav. Anyway, I'm going to call it night. Thanks a lot for joining us tonight, and that I'm going to keep on going as long as I can, doing the lives, what have you. But I am actually struggling a little bit. I'm getting really, really tired, and but I will do it for as long as I possibly can. So anyway, dog treats first. One for Wally. Oh, sleepy Sebastian. Look at the state of that. You're showing your bits, Bear. They are funny guys, that they are. What can I leave you with? Well, I know Mad Monk would very appreciate this. Oh, crikey. Do you think I forgot about him? Oh, God. I've got something a bit worse than that. I say worse, but there you go. Oh, crikey. There you go.
We said more recently we wanted to get Brexit done.
But Mr. Fabricant, your Brexit is like a used toilet that won't flush. The longer you leave it, the greater the stench and the greater the risk to your health.
Well, don't keep interrupting me. I know at the moment it's not good. We know that in the last, because I've said have been, very disastrous.
Oh dear, that man's awful. I hate him. Oh, ooh. Let's have a bit of. Anyway, I'm going to say toodaloo for now, but here you go.
An example of it, actually, we just launched a campaign, right, in Silicon Valley, just talking about, our companies, what they were doing. Some of our ministers were out there the other week, and it was a huge success, right? And there's, what's called Unicorn, what's it called? Yeah, Unicorn Kingdom, right? So there's a whole campaign around it. We're in the process of doing it. And actually the feedback, I've had all these messages from people, the feedback from people out there who have all started to notice all these things and are feeding back to us. And we've tried doing it in a slightly more funky way this time, and it definitely seems to be working.
We have to celebrate our entrepreneurs, our business people, our job creators, people who are taking risks. But I also saw where government got in the way of progress. My job now is to free that potential. This starts with investment zones. We will empower local areas to do things differently, just as here in Birmingham. We will liberalise planning rules, releasing land and accelerating development. We will cut taxes for businesses in those zones. We will accelerate tax reliefs for new structures and for new buildings. We will provide relief on investments on plant and machinery. We will lower taxes which stop businesses hiring and skilling up their workforce.
Toodaloo.